You good?
Let's go.
Ready to go?
For the Emperor!
Let's do it.
Right, turn into an orc.
Let's go. Don't do that. Okay, let's go. Right, Warhammer 40,000. I'm not going to go into any details. If you know Warhammer 40,000, you know what we're going to do. Our intrepid players tonight will be playing Space Marines in the Deathwatch. Basically, different Space Marines either told to or volunteer for Deathwatch, come together in small groups, and then go out and shoot stuff in the face. It's a job description. So, so that's it basically. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go around the table, and I am going to ask each player who they're playing, what the name is, and which chapter they're with, and I'm going to give them special skills which will reflect the chapter that they're in. I don't want any comments in chat about how I'm wrong, because I'm never wrong. Just deal with it. So we're going to start with Borgat.
Son.
Have you decided on your character's name? Have you actually created a character?
I have created a character, yes. I came prepared, honest. Yes, my character's name is Karkui.
Hello,
Karkui. They are a White Scar, or a member of the White Scars.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
They go
in that
far.
case, then, you're going to get two special skills. Your special skills being you're going to get a +1 die to your combat rolls when the person you're fighting against is at half health or less.
Very nice.
You also get a +1 die to your control rolls when you are sneaking about.
Sneaky, sneaky. I'm going to bike to go quick, so I got to stay out of sight.
That's true, actually. Sorry. As soon as when I was reading about Space Wolves and the White Scars, I was trying to figure out ways to get bikes onto the wreck. But that would have been cool. But hey, you never know.
I'll make it work.
I am going to make it work, don't worry. So, came for the bolt guns, stayed for the motorbikes. So, that's you. Now, you've got a choice of equipment. So, you're all going to start with armour, your normal Crusader armour, and a bolt gun. But you're also going to get a choice of the following. It doesn't matter if you all have the same things. You can have a sword, just a standard sword. You can have a power sword, chain sword, or warhammer. Each one does different things and different levels of damage.
Yep, so I've decided to bring a power sword, the classic curved fashion that the White Scar like to bring.
Wow. So that's going to do 1d3 damage, but it will also reduce your foe's armour by 2 points, so it'll be easy to cut through the armour.
Is it 1d3 or 1d6 for the power sword?
What did I write when I answered you earlier?
I think you said 1d6.
Okay, so I've written that down wrong then. Hang on just 1 second.
Yeah, 1d6.
Is it true that the White
Scars
make curvy swords because their ability to make straight swords is lost to the rest of time?
There we go. It's been 10,000 years since they had the curved sword, since they had the straight sword equipment.
Bastards are making curved, you see.
Just one of the many things they're trying to dig out from the archives. You also get 2 crack grenades as well. Everybody gets 2 crack grenades because I'm just kind of feeling generous. And
I don't want a crap grenade.
You don't know what this grenade does. It's really funny. So it's a little bit shit, but it's funny. So here we go. So then we move on to welcome to the Deathwatch team. Sorry, what was your name again? Sorry, I forgot to write it down. Actually,
Karkui.
I do apologise.
Kar space Qui.
Karkui.
Just think car keys.
Yep.
Just think, cars are quick. White wolves are quick. Karkui.
Oh, get you!
That's not the origin behind it. I thought that afterwards, and it made me laugh.
I know, it just made me chuckle. because Space Marines are funny. So,
hilarious.
Kedari, would you like to introduce your character and which chapter they're with?
I am Garak Arfang, and I am a Space Wolf.
A Space Wolf, of course, because of the hair and tattoos. So, welcome to the team there, Garak. Sorry. You get +1 die to any combat rolls when you're involved with hand-to-hand combat, because Space Wolves. But because Space Wolves also are quite dominating, you also get a +1 die to your command rolls when you're dealing with subordinates. Or basically anybody who's not a Space Marine.
Thank you. Oop.
Okay?
Yep.
And also, don't worry about the bikes, we'll sort something out.
We can run as fast, it's fine.
Yeah.
So, my battle brother is called Hіcks Calgaris of the Blood Ravens. because I like keeping it video game related.
Are you doing Blood Ravens, not Dark Angel?
Yeah, I mean the stats work fine for them because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I based it around Dark Angels, you say. I thought you were going to do.
All right, no worries.
Okay, well we'll stick with what we've got. In that case, then, let's say that you've dreamed of being a Dark Angel, so you get +1 die to combat rolls when using plasma weapons, and you also get +1 die to any control rolls when you're dealing with any artifacts. I also
need to find a plasma chainsaw.
Yeah, or an artifact made of plasma. Sorry, Kadari. Kadari, I didn't give you your choice of the following of the sword, the chainsaw, or the warhammer.
It's a chainsaw.
It'll be a chainsword. And you, Lloyd?
Warhammer.
Warhammer. So you've had one of each. That's okay.
Yeah.
The chainsword, you do get 1d6 +3 damage, which is cool, but because they're unwieldy, you do get -1 die to combat when you're fighting. A warhammer is just a straightforward 1d6 damage.
Quick question: if I do wield warhammers, can I roll a 1d12? If it ever comes up.
I'm going to go with no. I'm not being rude, but no. So that's all cool.
D12. Question mark?
The D12 is the best die in the entire world. I think we can all agree on that. But sadly, it's not in this game. So the rules are very, very simple. You've been given 3 stats: combat, command, and control. Combat for combat, command for command and dealing with other people, and control for physical and mental abilities. You've each got a score in those areas, numbered from 1 to 4, and basically you just roll your dice, which of that number of d6s, and if you roll any 5s or 6s, that's deemed a success. Now there's no levels of success and there's no pushing. You literally just have to roll 5 or a 6 on any of those dice, and that's a success. That's it. End of story. No problem at all. Unless it's damage, or 2 hit rolls, and then for every success over, every extra success you get an extra point to damage. So, the better you are at combat, the more damage you're going to do, of course. That's pretty much it. It's very, very straightforward, very, very simple. And so let's get started. The grim future, there is only war. No ice cream, sadly, just war. That wasn't actually part of the deal. So it's the 41st millennium. Millennium? I don't know where I came with that. It's the 41st millennium. Things have gone to shit. The Xenos on every corner. Mankind has become this horribly obtuse. It's an absolute mess of people with this single core belief in this dying, rotting, the carrion lord on the golden throne. And his angels are the Space Marines, the Astartes, which is you guys. You all come together into Death Watch, basically just to investigate and destroy more than anything. So you do all the investigation bits, like Call of Cthulhu, but then you shoot everything with large caliber weapons, not much like Call of Cthulhu. So it's like Call of Cthulhu, but on really, really heavy amphetamines. So it's death metal Dune. We all know 40k. That's why we're here. So let's begin. You have been seconded to an Inquisitor called Abel. Inquisitor Abel's been around for a few hundred years. He's seen the galaxy. He's got the lives of billions. He's got the blood of billions on his hands. It's been rumoured that he is called Exterminatus on so many hive worlds that people have forgotten just how many he's murdered. He has been summoned to a frigate, an Imperial frigate called the Bleeding Edge, which at this moment is getting ready to depart through the warp to the Charybdis sector. In the Charybdis sector, they're hoping to find a Armageddon-class battleship, which apparently was spewed from the warp after being lost for 1,000 years. This should be a classic Space Hulk scenario. A ship's being spewed out. It's not been. The other ships haven't congealed with it, so it's just that battleship that's come out. A little bit weird, a little bit warped because it's been in the warp for 1,000 years. Of course, it is. So they, of course, they did the standard, sent out some Blood Angels and the Terminator Squad, of which were never heard from again. Which is a little bit disconcerting. But the Administratum cannot get another vessel out there for a very long time. When we are talking months, the nearest vessel at the moment from the planet that you're just leaving is the Bleeding Edge. Be there in a matter of weeks, if that. Now, the last communication from the Terminator Squad was basically asking for reinforcements. Terminator Squad asking for reinforcements. I mean, these guys are walking armies in themselves. So for a Terminator Squad to ask for reinforcements is a little bit disconcerting to say the least. But they kept saying they'd found something and it was important for the future of the Imperium, and then that's when they lost communication. All they could hear in the background was explosions, gunshots, the works. They've heard nothing from them since. Oh, the bleeding edge, under the rule of Captain Buckley, you called Count Titus, and the captain of my ship was going to be called Titus, so I'm now going to call him Leopold. So, you get. So, Captain Leopold, who's a road trader more than anything, he spends a lot of time out in the periphery. The rumour is he deals with Xenos, but you know that's his business. He's not happy having to ferry a Deathwatch team. He's really not happy having to ferry an Inquisitor in his entourage to what could possibly be a very, very dangerous space hulk. That's not what he's done, but unfortunately, means must, as the Chaos Gods drive. You were introduced to Abel, he didn't want to know you. As far as he's concerned, you are there because you've got big guns, wearing armour, and you can blow shit up. That's all he's concerned about. He is in constant contact with one of his acolytes, who's a psyker, who they've locked away in a room, and he's conferring with him every now and then, but they're not allowing anyone to see him. He's in and out there all the time. Now, Abel is a large man, but very, very old, very frail. You have no idea just how much of that armour that he's wearing, this very ornate gold and black armour that he's wearing, is actually keeping him upright. On the back, you know those weird bellows? There's those on his back which keep going. He's got pipes going up his nose, into his mouth, one coming out of his eye, basically, and his left cheek is constantly puffing out as he's breathing. And he can only breathe he can only talk on the exhale. He can't get words out any other way. And it's very wheezy. You've got to get in real close, and all you can smell is carriage and smoke. But he doesn't want to talk to you. He's not interested. He's only talking to his acolytes. He's only talking to the captain. He will fill you in, also he says, with details once they reach where the Light of Terror, apparently, is what the battleship is called, where that is. So the journey is short. You enter the warp. The navigator enters you in. It's got that weird sensation as the eye opens. You fly in. You go through the warp. The void shields keep you safe as best as they can. Then a few days later, you come out. A few weeks later, you come out the other side. And it's a long journey then, because you're well off course, of course. I've stuck in my head now. So, and then you have to then travel to where the Light of Terror is. Upon approaching the Light of Terror, it is a classic old Armageddon-class battleship. It's absolutely huge, about 5.5 miles long, covered in cathedrals and towers, weapons emplacements, some of which appear to have melted off. The top of the tower seems to be drooped and melted like old candles. She spent a long time in the warp, so the outside of her is very extremely scarred. The only way you can tell it's the Light of Terror is just by her silhouette. The computer picks her up and then lets you know who she is. And it is then, as you are all getting prepped and spending 40 minutes getting into your armour, because, you know, Space Marines, you are then summoned to the bridge. And this is where our game begins. Here's a question for you. Who wants to go onto the bridge first?
I volunteer.
Your voice is going to have to be deeper than that, I'm sorry.
I volunteer. Hold on, I'll channel my Barry White. I volunteer.
Baby. So, okay, yeah, you enter first. Who's going second?
I'll head through second.
Yeah. And Kadari, you're bringing up the rear. As you all go walking on, you got you in your power armor, so it's boom, 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 as you're walking across the deck. The bridge itself is huge, expanse. It's like walking into a church with massive stained glass windows, some of which are just screens showing the expanse of space in front of you. And in the distance, you see the very faint silhouette of a starship against what looks like a blue swirling hole in space, but like the black hole out of the Disney film with the same name. And it's basically just sat there, and as a silhouette. The captain is stood there. He's got like a big classic sort of 1800s British Navy hat on with all wires coming out of it, and of course he's got a wire coming out the side of his cheek down to his carotid artery, and every now and then he sort of breathes in sharply as if he's taking something. He's got the weird eye thing over as well. And he's got really, I mean, his skin is so black it's almost like night itself. He sort of turns and watches you all walk in, and then turns away disinterested. And just to the right of him, he stood Inquisitor Abel. One of his aides sort of touches him softly on the arm, and he slowly turns and then sees you all. First of all, of course, he sees is Titus stomping towards him. And quite rudely, I mean, nobody's really sure. I mean, you're seconded to him, so basically he's in charge. Quite rudely, he walks forward and puts his staff out. Staff with the Imperial Aquila on the top. This weird holographic images all the way around it. He puts his staff out to stop you approaching.
Alright. Well, how do we address the Inquisitor? Like, do they have Your Highness or?
No, just call him Inquisitor.
Okay. I'll stop and kneel, I guess.
You want to do that?
Yeah. The Emperor's symbol.
Anybody else?
I'm not kneeling to a human.
I'll stop behind Tychus.
It's not just any human.
You drop down onto one knee. A few of the people on the bridge sort of turn and they kind of look at each other a little bit confused as you go down onto one knee. He holds the staff in front of you, like you say, you're bowing to the symbol, yeah?
Yeah, to the symbol, not the man.
Yeah. Well, the Inquisitor, you see the bellows go up and they start to depress down as he speaks. Why do you bow to me?
I bow to the symbol of the Emperor.
The captain of the ship, sort of his eyebrow behind the fixed monocle, his eyebrow goes up and he sort of looks over. The Inquisitor, for a moment, looked quite sort of chuffed and smug that he'd knelt down to him.
Yeah, then I'll stand back up again.
Yeah, then he snaps the staff back, looking a little bit perturbed. Even at his advanced age, he can still be offended.
Okay.
He turns and motions towards the window. Ahead you see the battleship Armageddon, the light of terror, spewed from the war from 1,000 years. It is your job to enter there, find out what has happened to the Termination Squad, find out what is on that vessel, and then report back to me. Do you understand these orders I am giving you in the name of the Emperor?
Yes, Inquisitor.
Yes, Inquisitor.
How you enter the ship is not of my concern. There are boarding torpedoes, if you wish. You do not have a teleporter, do you, Captain? He turns. I do not, Inquisitor. Very well. You will report to me, and he turns with intent, and only to me. Box directly in my receiver. Understood?
Yes, Inquisitor.
Understood, Inquisitor.
And then, again, quite rudely, and against protocol, he turns his back on you and says, dismissed.
The glory of the Emperor and the Khan. I'll turn and leave.
Yeah.
Or the Emperor. Yeah.
Hey, Dari. You got
I
really
just follow
quiet.
the others.
Ooh,
He just growls.
You walk out. As you walk out, you see a guardsman. He's the guy that's basically been given to you to look after you. You know what I mean? Kind of like he's been your sort of cabin boy, your gopher. If there's anything you've needed, it's this guy you've come to. His name's Andre. Sorry, can't read my own writing. His name's Andre. He sort of snaps to attention and gives a very weak salute. My lords. Can I guide you to the hangar, to the drop pods, to the boarding torpedoes? How do you wish to go?
The fastest route is the most direct route. I vote we head to the boarding torpedoes.
Follow me, my lords.
Let's make haste, brothers.
Yeah, he turns. I mean, you're a full head and shoulders and the rest taller than him. In fact, I mean, of course, you're towering, you're 8 foot, you're towering above everybody in the armour. As he has to quick step to keep up with you, even though to keep ahead of you, even though you're just walking normally as far as you're concerned. Heavy boots slamming on the ground, echoing down the chamber, people squeezing up against the walls in the narrow corridors to get you by. What's amazing about these vessels, of course, there's a lot of it is very, very sort of built in metallic, and there's areas that you go through which obviously is built with stone. This is basically just churches and cathedrals put inside a metal shell, and then surrounded by void shields. You're walking through this ship, and in the distance you can hear bells chiming as they're changing the watch. You can hear humming from priests, and as you go through areas, there's an entire section of crew praying to the statue of the Golden Throne, the Emperor, standing there with his sword in the air. And there's the smell of incense still getting through your filters of your masks. You head down a deck. It takes a good 15 minutes to walk along the ship to get to where you need to be, to the boarding torpedo area. And it is a classic Space Marine boarding area, basically. You've got your long fin torpedo with the lasers and the melter gun, and the drill bit at the front where you're going to get in. And yeah, you go in. The shoulder clamps come down, keep you in place. The Guardsman puts extra ammo in. Basically, your guns hold 30 rounds, and you have 5 extra clips each. So yeah, they've they're taking 2 of them just to lift a box of magazines onto the boarding torpedo, and then he steps back and then gives it another smart salute. The Emperor protects.
Ignore him.
The Emperor protects.
Door cycle shut. There's a clump. There's a hiss, and the whole thing shakes as it's launched. Passes very quickly in the intervening space, and then you hear the drill bit start, the massive hum. You hear the lasers start shooting, and then you hear the low thrum of the melter gun kick in. And the next thing you know, you're being thrown forward in your harness as you hit the hull. You bore down probably a few decks to get yourself well in. You hear this massive hiss and clack as it seals the hole that you just made. And then and then your shoulder harnesses come off, and then the front of the torpedo just falls downwards, drops down. And all you've got is smoke, debris, and by the looks of it, you've smashed straight through into a cathedral-sized area. There's loads of pews. There's fake stained glass windows, which probably held holographs, moving holographs of the glory of the Imperium at one point. And there's loads of tables everywhere. Really high vaulted ceiling with chandeliers, but it's dark. All you can hear is a very faint hum in the background from some power source somewhere, but there are no lights. So your suit lights click on, and well, you're standing in the mouth of a boarding torpedo in the middle of a cathedral. What is it going to do?
I'll step out and then keep an eye out for any movement.
Yeah. Would you make a control roll, please? Looking for any 5s and 6s.
1-5.
1-5. Step out, you do a sweep. You don't see anything immediately, but just to your right, there's obviously still debris falling down. But to your right, you see the debris fall, and there is a door there, and there is a light above it blinking red.
Don't see anything else.
You don't see anything else. The room it appears to be empty. It looks like it's been abandoned for a very, very long time. There's a layer of dust over everything. Smashed equipment, It's not backpacks, just like personal belongings. Well, it looks like there's somebody's moved the pews out of the way in the centre and built a bonfire there, for whatever reason. But other than that, it looks completely abandoned.
There appears to be an entrance deeper into the vessel.
Well, brothers,
vaguely gesture.
What do you think we will find here?
It looks like someone's already been here. Who knows how long ago?
Survivors, perhaps?
Well,
Unlikely.
perhaps they survived initially.
While they're talking, I just click off my helmet and hang it off my belt. Just sniff at the air.
Yeah, it's really stale. It's recycled, obviously, so it's got that sort of weird, sort of coppery tinge to it. But it is really stale. Like the scrubbers either are broken or it's not been properly recycled for a long time. When you're trying to breathe and you can't quite catch your breath. Yeah, it's a bit like that. It's a really thick atmosphere.
Smells like we will find action. Come, brothers. I'll start walking towards the door.
In fact, you take the breath without your helmet on, I should say. Could you make a control roll, please?
Goes insane, dies.
Pass.
You passed?
Yeah.
Yeah. As you sort of take your breath in, you sort of catch a whiff on the air, and it's like, well, you've smelt it before. I mean, all you guys are veterans at this sort of thing. You've been fighting the enemy since your acolytes, and you take a breath of the air, and it smells like death. You've got that sort of weird, sort of rosy, sort of very cloyy smell.
It's a sickly sweet smell. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and it's kind of just off to your right slightly, where that door is that Lloyd pointed at. To the right, you see a massive pile of pews and cupboards and bits of equipment, like somebody's built a nest almost, and that's where the smell's coming from.
I think you may get your action sooner than you think.
But it's dead already.
I'd like the long death as well. This has obviously been here for a while.
Dang.
What do you want to do?
I'd rather fight whatever made it that way. I'll carry on moving towards the door.
Yeah. With any luck, something is still inside.
I'll keep close follow.
Yeah. Oh, you won't go and go to this massive detritus, no?
Well, I thought that was on the way to the door. Or...
Yeah, it's just to the right of the door.
Alright.
Yep. You get over to the door. The door is locked. By the looks of it, it's pressure sealed as well. That may mean there's no atmosphere on the other side, but it might just be security locked.
Brother, can you open this?
You just use a warhammer as like a battering ram.
Yeah.
Like, as though you're not an expert of these kind of things, of opening broken technologies.
You're going to try and open it, or you're going to smash it down?
Well, do we have any kind of access panel or anything we can interact with?
Yeah, just to the right. It looks like a handprint panel. Yep.
Alright, I'll try that. I was trying to be cinematic, but missed the cunt in the back. There is.
Okay, yep, make a control roll.
Narek, I suggest you put your helmet back on. This area may be vented.
I was specifically not telling him that. You're like, unfortunate.
What's your roll?
One success.
One success. Flip over for the panel. Yeah, it is security locked, but they're not. They're not going to any trouble to put in a passcode or anything. It's just a simple case of pulling a wire out and smashing a button. The light then sort of just goes out. It tries to turn to green, but it sort of flickers a lot as it turns to green, and the door grinds open, and all flakes of rust sort of drop down from all around it. This has not been opened in a long time. Slowly grinds open. There's a sudden rush of air, but that evens out very, very quickly. And that slowly grinds open and heads out into a corridor. The corridor heads right and it heads left. This is a large corridor. It's about 3 meters. About 3 meters wide and a good 10 meters high with a vaulted ceiling. And on the ground are lying school servitors. One of them's smashed. The other one's just lying there with the spinal bit sort of curled around, as if it's tried to curl into a ball. It's just lying on the floor. You can turn left or you can turn right. Your left heads up to the bridge, and to the right will head back to the engine area.
As soon as the door's open enough to get through, I just stomp out ready for action and turn left.
Yep.
I'll be
pick up. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up the servitor. That's sort of the one that's like curled up.
Yep.
Assuming that it's sort of like run out of power rather than being destroyed. So I'll, in case we can like reboot it at some point.
Oh, by the looks of it, its power core's been taken out. Power core's actually been ripped out completely. It's absolutely useless.
All right, fine.
Yeah, the other one's just been smashed to pieces in an attempt to get the power core out. By the looks of it.
I was hoping we could see its final moment. Find out what happened here.
As we're going through, is there any like visible damage through the hallway? Like any scratches, any burns?
No. On the outer hull, which is where this corridor goes now, the walls look slightly warped, as if they've sort of very slightly bent out of shape. If you're looking directly at it, it looks fine, but if you look away at the corner of your eye, it looks like they've moved into really weird shapes. But other than that, there's no other signs of fighting, damage, scratching, nothing at all, apart from these 2 damaged servitors. So which way are you heading, towards the bridge or down towards the engine room?
I think we headed left, which I think was at the bridge.
Bridge, yeah.
To the bridge.
Yep. Start stomping down the corridor. It's a very, very long corridor. and it widens out actually as you head down. And then to the left, there's more doors, all of which are open, and you're looking into huge bunk rooms and other small chapels and very, very large private rooms, which are just the size of mansions. There's crew quarters in here, which obviously for the officers, and these crew quarters are the size of a 6-bedroom mansion, absolutely massive. Again, all empty, all covered with this layer of dust. But in one of them, it's like a huge, sort of like a common room. There's plates on the tables of food. Now, after 1,000 years, food should have turned to dust, but these haven't. This is still piles of mush. And as you walk in, there's a faint energy reading just off to the right, where the actual kitchen area is.
What kind of light? Is
Sorry?
it like a coloured light or just?
Sorry, I can't hear you. Sorry, Lloyd.
Sorry, what kind of light was that?
It's a very faint energy reading. As you sort of go in, it's like it sort of just glows up to the right. It's like a huge kitchen area where they just make the slop. It's mainly just if it's anything like the modern day ships, it's just bars of protein and bits and bobs and soy. But it's just very, very faint energy reading. It's just a slow hum of power.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of this mystery.
No, I wonder if it's linked to the power cores that was taken from the servitors we've been. Perhaps someone is powering something with.
Then you hear this sound. It's sort of boom, like metal hitting metal. Boom, boom, coming from the same area. Boom, quite rhythmic. Not drums, like literally just boom. It's very boom, almost like a heartbeat.
I take out my chainsaw and start beating my chainsaw against my breastplate in the same rhythm as I walk towards it.
Yeah.
Just make sure the spikes are pointing out.
Yeah.
It's a Fenrisian chainsaw, the spikes on both sides.
Sounds like we found someone alive, brothers.
Raise my bolter and
Load around.
Yeah.
As you head into it's a massive kitchen area, the size of a school hall, because it's feeding a lot of people, and it's literally just a conveyor belt where they put the slop and it moves along and blah blah. But at the far end, where the large cooking area is, there's like huge sort of stoves, there's massive fire pits basically grating over them. Standing in front of one of these is well, you can't tell who they are. They're wearing a uniform, like an old style guardsman's uniform. And he's got a huge, massive frying pan in his hand, standing in front of this fire, which isn't lit. He's just going boom. He's got his back to you, boom, just constantly boom, hitting it. Behind him, there's about 10 other guardsmen and officers and we just laymen, just basically just attendees on the vessel, standing there with bowls, just behind him with their heads bowed, as if they're waiting for food. But there is no food. There's no food in the pan. No food in the. There's no food. Standing there with empty bowls. They've all got weapons, rusted swords, knives, levers. There's a couple of them with las guns over their shoulders. But it's like they're stood waiting for food. Like I say, they've all got their backs turned to you, so you can't see their faces.
I mean, it's gonna be horrific, but should I announce this?
Definitely.
Yeah. In the name of the Emperor, what are you doing?
As you say that, he lifts up the pan and stops. And you see him slowly turn, and now you can see it. It's like the pan itself has warped into his hand. So his skin is going up the handle. It's all around these little fingers, all twisted inside into the wood of the actual of the pan handle. And it's the same with his clothes and his helmet. It's like his helmet is it's like his face is melted. His helmet's slowly sunk into it, and then it's reset again. He sort of turns, his eyes drooping down the side of his cheek, and the others are the same as well. They all sort of turn, they all look, and all as one they just go, and they all start pulling weapons and start staggering towards you, almost zombified.
I'll start laughing. I'll start laughing and say, "Garrick, I think you've found your combat already," and I'll start firing at the big one.
Okay. So, does everybody want a combat roll, please, and we'll see who goes first.
Just 1d6.
Roll What's the combat?
Oh
score?
right, sorry.
Yeah. It's just all your combat rolls. Borgat, what do you roll?
Is it the total or the successes?
Just the total.
The total is 11.
11. Hey, Dari.
Also 11.
11. And Lloyd.
I got a 9.
9. Who went first? When you went in, it was you, wasn't it, Kodari, as the space wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Gareth
we'll
was
say
step
that we'll say that you go first then, out of the pair of you,
Yeah.
'cause you're there first.
We're both
So about-
get the race to the combat.
Yeah, as soon as they start...
Yeah.
As soon as they start moving towards us...
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm just happy that the white scar always goes second. That's my preferred order for everything.
Oh no, at least you're not a salamander and you're running away to set up a defensive position. So, sorry Salamander fans, sorry I wasn't being defensive, it's just, it's just what they do.
Bit late now.
It's a bad choice of chapter.
Wow,
No,
you know what
They hide
salamanders
well.
are like? They're going to be flaming.
I do like salamanders. So, and ultramarines, I love ultramarines too. So, sorry, Kadari. So, what are you going to do? I mean, you've got several of them which are trying to bring up lasguns, which again, like I say, they're warped and melted into their hands and what have you. There's 2 of them there with these rusty cleavers. Again, it's like they're melted into their bone. Like this cleaver one, there's like the bones coming out the back of his arm, and then it sort of goes into the cleaver. It's absolutely well. Oh, and if you weren't already battle hardened in Space Marines, you didn't give a shit. Yeah, it'd be horrifying. What do you want to do?
As soon as I see them move towards me, I just start picking up speed. I've already got my chainsaw in my hand. I just lower my shoulder and slam into the first one.
Gotcha. You're going to shoulder barge him?
Yep.
Make a combat roll.
Oop, 1 second. I need more dice. I was not prepared for this.
Your hand to hand, so remember you get an extra die.
That's what I need more dice for. Success?
Yeah. Did you get more than one success?
Just 1.
Just 1, yeah? Okay, so you go barging into him. You roll a D3 for damage.
3.
3. Brilliant. You go flying into him, and you've obviously broken something because you hear the sound of crunching bone, and he's off in the air 4 feet, and going flying backwards 10 feet, and then falls down 4 feet, and then slides 3 feet. Like precise, but then again, you are a Space Marine. So he literally goes blasting through the air, smashes into a table, extremely dead. Yeah, so that's him done. Bugger.
This is quite a large area, so I'm just going to start running parallel to these people, and I'll start taking shots. A big smile that you can't see, and all you can hear is laughter.
Now you can fire more than. I mean, bolt guns fire a single round. You can fire more than 1 round if you want to, but for every extra shot you fire, you'll be taking 1 off your combat.
Okay.
So you can fire 1 shot at. So if you, how many dice have you got in your combat score?
3.
3. You can fire 1 shot at 3 dice, or 2 shots at 2 dice. You have to roll separately for each one, or 3 shots at 1 dice and roll separately for each one. Yeah.
Okay. I'll just take the 1 shot because I already rolled and I got 1 success.
1 success. Okay, so roll a d6.
3 plus 2,
Okay.
so that's 5.
5. The bolt gun's at ace. You fire the shot. The subsonic explosive charge slams into the antibody and literally just blows these whatever it is just to pieces. The head and the limbs flying in different directions. There's a horrible wet splash. Out there is blood, but it's very, very congealed. So it's literally splashing out like treacle, and it's just blasting in all directions. These things are obviously corrupted. And then we come to Lloyd.
Is that the sort of humanish? I'm just going to use my Warhammer.
Yeah. Okay. You go flying in. Overhead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 1 hit. How are you hitting them? Overhead. Side swipe.
I was going to do a side swipe. Sort of just like basically separate him via his ribcage.
Yeah. Go for it. Make a damage roll. Which is 1d6.
That is a 6.
6. Oh my god. So yeah, you pretty much tear him in half. The warhammer comes swinging sideways, smashes into the shoulder. It carries on into the chest. The arms separate. The body just flings off into a completely separate direction. These things aren't even trying to defend themselves. They're literally just shambling towards you. reaching out with their pocket knives and just basically they're probably doing more damage with their insults, to be fair. So we'll switch to Edari first. One of the creatures with the meat cleaver comes flying in. It's going to take a swing at you, and it gets 1 success. Now you can try and dodge that if you want by making a control roll, and for every success you roll on your control, negates one of their attack rolls successes. Yeah.
I don't care. They're basic humans. They can't get through my armor. This is blessed Cinématique of the Emperor himself.
You're not going to dodge it, no?
No.
Okay, so roll a d6 then.
3.
3. Okay, and what was it for the armor? Okay.
It was 3 points.
Yeah, you need to roll 4 or more to stop all damage. But you don't. So it swings in and it rolls 2 points of damage, so it doesn't actually do anything anyway. It's chipped your armour a little shit, which is a pain in the arse. It took you 40 minutes to get it on. We've all seen the video. So it smacked you in the shoulder. A little bit of paint's come off, but no, it didn't actually penetrate at all. In fact, you didn't even feel it. Oh, excuse me. The same for you, Borgat. He's come flying forward. He's going to take a swing. And I've dropped my dice. That's the way it ends. That's where the game ends.
Yeah, you're going to have to sign off that chip with the Emperor's triplicate.
Yeah. It comes flying in. Oh, it gets 2 successes, a 5 and a 6. So you can make a control roll to avoid it if you want to.
I will do, because I was in full sprint, so I'll make a...
Yeah. Every success you get cancels one of their hits.
1 success.
1 success, so it's down to... So it's still hit, but it doesn't get its extra point of damage. And then roll a d6 for your armour.
2. I got a 2, so a hit.
You got a 2, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he comes through, and he rolls 3 points. Again, it hits you, and yeah, it does nothing. Lloyd, this one's going to shoot at you with a las gun. But can you roll a d6 for me? And if you roll a 1...
It's a 1.
It's a 1. Okay, the las gun malfunctions because obviously it's gone a bit warped. He pulls off the shot. You see, he got that sort of snap, and suddenly the gun just explodes. Whatever it is explodes, and he takes 4 of his fellows with him as well. So it's a huge sudden explosion. There's bits of limbs and bodies and treacle flying in all directions. Yeah, and that's the end of that. So you've all
do
nailed
a quick
one.
prayer to the Emperor as a thank you.
Okay. So you've in that first round, 2 rounds of combat, you've already killed 7 of them. So well done, everyone. Well done. Well done on the murder. So yeah, they're all very, very dead. That just leaves 4 of them, which is the one with the pan, who's now walking forward as if he's going to Samwise Gamgee someone, and then the other 3 as well, all armed with one's got a las gun, and the other 2 have knives. Oh, Kedari.
Yep. I'm just recovering from the slight chip to my armour.
Yeah.
Going through to be repainted.
It's more embarrassing than it was painful.
Swing up my chainsword towards the closest one.
You're going to go with the chainsword, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, make your roll. Remember, you're at -1 die because it's a chainsword.
2.
Sorry?
2 successes.
2 successes. So they're not dodging. So you're rolling 1d6 +3, and you also get an extra +1 because you rolled an extra success.
9 total.
To be honest with you, don't even bother rolling actually. To be fair, because they've only got strength of 3, health of 3. So you basically turn around the chainsword. You tell me, how do you dispatch it?
Basically, just turn around, and as soon as it's close enough, the chainsword revs up. It just goes straight through it, diagonal from the hip to the shoulder.
Yeah, it stands there, and it stands there just for a second, and then slides in half, and slops very wet to the ground, like a flan in the cupboard. But he just goes splashing down to the ground, and yeah, there we go. Borgat.
This one that just tried to take a swing at me, I'm going to activate my power sword and cut him in half.
Oh, overkill. So yeah, okay, take your swing. You swing around with the sword. It's not even going to try and defend. In fact,
successes.
how many successes?
2.
2. So you slice through, roll your d6. It's not wearing armour, so roll your d6 and you get an extra +1 to the damage.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah. And you get an extra +1.
Yep, and I reduce the armour effectiveness by 2.
Oh my lord, so my god, it's still there, it's still alive. You take the swing with the power sword, you lop its arm off, which is, cinematic, and it kind of just staggers back, and then it lunges forward. What a bastard.
Embarrassing.
And then it comes to Lloyd. Excuse me.
Let's spring out the Warhammer at the next one as well.
Yeah.
Let's see if the last guy can blow himself up and the rest of his friends.
Okay, take your swing.
It's 1 success.
1 success. Again, it's not going to try and defend itself. So yeah, make your roll. Your damage.
Another 6 on the dice.
The 6. Are you doing an overhead hit or side hit or?
Yeah, I'll do it overhead this one. You keep mentioning it, so I assume you want it.
No, I just want to say that he just basically smashed his head down into his own chest, and then his heart explodes, and then his insurance is void.
Yeah.
So basically, you just smash him down. Treacle flies everywhere, and he collapses down to the ground. Well, he doesn't really collapse down to the ground. You force him there because you're a Space Marine bastard. So he's very dead. That just leaves. Let's cross that one out. So that just leaves 2. The one that is still alive with an arm missing, and the one with the frying pan, the oversized frying pan. The one with the missing arm takes a lunge at you there, Borgat. It gets no successes. So that's a pain. And then the one with the frying pan. Oh no, we had the other guy. Oh no, the other guy with the las gun got blown up with the other guy with the las gun. The one with the frying pan basically comes walking forward and is going to attack. I'm going to do this randomly. 1, 2, 3, and basically comes flying towards Kedari, and again doesn't get any successes. No, he doesn't. So it comes out with it pretty much hits himself. Actually, you want a 1 and a 2, so he basically kneecaps himself with a frying pan because he's obviously a weird twat. So he comes staggering forward and takes a swing and completely misses. So that comes to you actually, Kedari. The guy with the frying pan is in your face.
Yep.
Melted guardsman.
As his swing goes past me, I just bring the chainsaw down against his neck.
Right.
Bonk him for the Emperor.
Bonk him for the Emperor.
Send them to horny jail.
3 successes.
3 successes. Jesus H. Christ. So, you know what salsa looks like? No, roll 1d6 plus 3, and then it's 1d6 plus 5, basically.
8 total. 8.
Which is more than twice his health. Okay, so yeah, you come with a chainsaw, you come down, cut him from the head down. This just cut him in half. You went full Space Marine on him, and you just step forward in all the different directions. Well, he goes in different directions, and he just basically falls down. And half the man he used to be. Did you see what I did there?
Absolutely if you took that previously mentioned salsa and put it in a confetti cannon.
Yeah, and he goes space walls. So yeah, brilliant, very dead. Booger, just you and the one-armed bandit.
Let's try and cut this man in half.
His other arm.
I would love if you just took off his other arm.
1 success.
You got 1 success, yeah?
1 success.
Brilliant. So yeah, rolling damage.
I did 2 damage this time.
Well, you cut through his other arm. He loses that, but your sword carries on into their chest, and then yeah, you literally just cut them down. They go staggering sideways, fall very, very dead. Now the only sound that you can hear is that weird sort of gloppy dripping sound of people's interiors that have been splashed over everything. The chainsaw puffing away, hissing of the bolters, and the small fire that's been created by the exploding las gun. Everything goes strangely quiet. There's this weird hiss. We know in Aliens when they burn that poor sod, and then they got the hissing sound as the aliens wake up. That's not what's happening. But yeah, it's
surprise xenomorph.
Isn't it weird, isn't it? I'm going to mash the 2. Bit of a surprise. Oh, by the way, we're playing Alien. So yeah, it's got this weird sort of hiss, and it kind of echoes through the hole and through the walls and down the corridor. Even echoes through your suits, almost like a signal's being sent. It's quite distant. Well, it would be disconcerted if you weren't Space Marine bastards. And it's just it's just weird. Then after a little while, everything goes quiet, and whole bunch of people are dead. Now you can see exactly what's happened to these guys. They are basically, they are guardsmen, and you've heard of this. You've probably not seen it in your years. They've been exposed. Obviously, somewhere a void shield has gone, and they've been exposed to the warp, and the warp has obviously twisted them in very unfortunate ways.
Well, that was barely a challenge. Certainly not the action I was looking for.
There might be more. If anything could take down a Terminator, it would be more dangerous than whatever this was.
I certainly hope so. Are there any doors off here? Or is this just sort of an enclosed kitchen
it's
space?
It's enclosed. There's a door at the far end, which looks like it's been smashed and buckled and it's open. That leads into more cloisters and sort of prayer rooms and what have you. Then
would
goes through
the energy signature?
Well, this was the energy signature. Basically, it's an oven giving off a bit of energy, and that might be what attracted them, actually. There's a little bit of power going to this old oven, so...
I suggest we head to the bridge. There might be some clue as to what is on this ship. Or at the very least, we might be able to power back on some systems.
Where they're waiting, I'll just spin round and head towards the bridge. Just head straight back out.
Yeah, if they're waiting, we can give them the Emperor's mercy.
You head out into the corridor and start heading again towards the bridge. You start going past these massive windows now, which allows you to see outside. The windows themselves are sort of, like old bathroom windows, which are slightly warped to stop people watching you having a shower. But basically a bit like that. They should be straight. And again, there's sort of pictures and graphics on them and stuff like that, which should be moving slightly, but they're all frozen into space, into place. And as you go along in the distance, you see your ship. You see the bleeding edge in the distance, and then you see a blossoming explosion, and then what looks like cannon fire, and then just behind the bleeding edge, you see another ship. Obviously, you couldn't see it from where the bleeding edge was, coming out from behind it, and it's another frigate, and a very large ship, a lot bigger than the bleeding edge for sure. And at this distance, I mean, you zoom in on your helmets, on your photoreceptors, and it's obviously a chaos vessel, a very large chaos vessel. The emblem is along the hull. There's like the towers have all been given the emblem. They're all, again, it's all sort of webbed and rigid and very black and very red. Both ships are firing on each other.
That does not bode well.
By the looks of it, the chaos ship is trying to get past the frigate to make its way to the battleship, to the Armageddon, the Light of Terror.
Perhaps if we can get to the bridge, we can get some weapons back on.
Okay.
Yep.
I start running.
Same.
As you go blasting up the corridor, the others following you, take it, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
As you get further along, yeah, you see there's a huge doorway ahead. It is like a huge arched church door, and there's an active servitor in front of it, basically going the school servitor in front of it, basically trying to go through. It's literally just going forward, banging against the doors, drifting back. The self-activation on the door is obviously not recognising the servitor, but it's not giving up. It's just constantly flying into the door. The actual flashes from the explosions and the beam fire and the torpedoes and everything from these two gigantic 3-mile-long warships blowing the crap out of each other, it's starting to illuminate. They're getting that close now. It's starting to illuminate the corridor. Flashes of light, like lightning, and a red light of explosions. It's like a disco, but in like a really gothic, horrible spaceship. So yeah, you get to this door. It's very, very sealed.
As I get towards it, I just slam my hand against the access panel.
Yep, nothing happens.
That's not how hacking works.
Let's get this open.
It looks a bit. There's no power getting to it.
I'm not an Iron Priest.
He's a tech priest.
Okay, well, you're gonna need to give up power from somewhere.
I tear the power out of the servitor and hand it to you.
You grab hold of the servitor, you reach into the back of its spine, at the base of its neck, you rip out the power unit, which is basically the size of a AA. No, you just basically, you just rip it all out, little bits of liquid and the sparks the ice, the glowing red ice, sort of dies to nothing. All the front of the skull's cracked, but it's been banging itself into the door for God knows how long. Well, sorry, the Emperor knows how long. And he passed him over the power core. Who you giving it to? Sorry.
To Tychus.
Yeah.
I'll try and hack it.
Okay, make a control roll.
2 successes.
Brilliant. You go in, you basically pull the panel open, you see there's no power getting to it, so you just literally pull out the wires, take this battery, it's not even properly earthed, it's just so dangerous. And and then you just basically just jam it in. There's a surge of power, and then all the lights are almost like the gates of Moria. You know, all the lights all around the door sort of glowing white.
Why would we earth it? We're in a spaceship.
So, it was funny. I'm just being sarcastic. So the power gets to the door. Then the lights sort of turn a very strange red, and as the doors slide open, to the back of a huge body is leaning against the door. As the door creaks open, sort of swings inwards, or swings outwards towards you, I should say. This body sort of falls out, and it's a Blood Angel Terminator. Staggers.
Found one.
Doesn't stagger back. It falls back. There should have been 4 on this ship. I should have told you that. It falls back, slams with a heavy resounding. I mean, it's Terminator. You know how big these things are. Slams into the ground. It's got a Stormbolter in its left hand. It's got a chainsword in its right. Chainsword is bent and it's buckled and knackered. Stormbolter's absolutely empty. You see the actual barrels have started to melt. It's been fired so much. Well, the telling thing is that from the neck and all the way down to the waist, there's 3 claw marks. Just rents the whole armour and his intestines open. His intestines are actually pushing against the armour, and there's blood just everywhere.
Now, in most cases, this would be a strange question, but it is 40k. Can I determine if he's alive or not?
No, he is very, very dead. His life signs are completely gone.
He could have survived.
By the looks of it as well, he hasn't had his gene seed retrieved, so that's not a good sign.
He may be in the last one of his unit.
I'll extract it then.
Yeah.
How much work's involved?
Oh yeah, you were apothecary, aren't you? Yeah. It's not hard at all. Just stick the needle in, and it's like having a vaccination.
Can I get a read off his armor or something?
Vaccination. What?
Like, can I get a read on his armor of who it was? Just in case.
I didn't actually. It was basically called Unit 7. His name, his details aren't on there. There's still power, and getting the reading basically. By the looks of it, there's no mission log. He hasn't had time to record one by the looks of things. By the looks of it, the run time of his armour was 3 hours. He had actually been on the ship for 3 hours before he was cut down.
It's just coming.
Well,
Garrick,
staring
you will
at
get your worthy foe. Eventually.
While they're staring at the armour, I just leap over it and secure the bridge. Check if there's anything on the bridge at least.
Yeah. Well, on here are lots and lots of very, very dead, weird things. Basically, exactly the same as what you encountered in the canteen. Crew members just melted. There's lots of them, dozens of them, hundreds of them probably. I mean, this is a huge. I mean, if you thought the bridge of the leading edge was big, this is basically I don't know, York Cathedral, 3 times the size. This is, and every wall's a huge reinforced window. It's stunning to see. There's balconies going on the tops. You know, you could get hundreds of people in here. You can watch a football match in here. It's that big. It's absolutely massive. And there are bodies everywhere, and a lot of them are flamed. Some of them are shot. Some of them being blasted by plasma guns, chainsaws, bolters. Yeah, it looks like this particular Terminator must have put up a hell of a fight. Absolutely huge before something killed him. Now, there's none of these things. They're carrying las guns and pistols and auto rifles. And again, like cleavers and old swords and big bits of piping. Whatever they've been warped and attached into, they've actually fashioned into some kind of weapon. But nothing they're carrying could have done the damage to a Terminator that he's suffered.
Something else came back through with it.
I'll just walk through the bridge and step on the bodies where I can, but I'm walking around to check for any signs of whatever it was that did attack the Terminator.
You can't help but walk across the bodies, so all you can hear underfoot is the crunch of bones, ribs. And
I'm aiming for them.
Yeah, fuck them. So yes, you go walking through, but no. And then on the far side of the bridge, in the distance, you see another Terminator, and there's literally a pile of bodies around them. I mean, he's killed God knows how many. And again, he's lost an arm, and half his helmet and half his head is gone from something that's literally just ripped up and threw him, and then just ripped him and killed him outright.
The car, there is another here.
I'll head over.
Yep. Again, he's not had his gene seed extracted.
I will take this one out as well. What was the cause of death? Claw mark as well?
It's an Ed.
You can survive that.
You'll be right. He's but a scratch. Oh well, had to get a Monty Python in there somewhere.
So if the Space Marines are actually quite fragile, just they lie to all the apothecaries.
I'm alright.
Yeah, so I'll recover his gene seed as well.
Yep. Yeah, you get it, deposit it, pop it in this little tube, and pop it into your pack, into your belt pouch. By the looks of it, this one's taken quite a few hits actually. He's got pot marks of las blasts all up his legs, heavy plasma hit on his shoulder. He must have been fighting awfully hard. You know what I mean? I mean, he was badly hurt before he got shredded. So yeah, and he also looks like it's the captain as well of this team. So this is the leader. He's banner on the flag on his back. That's all gone and smashed and ripped. The Emperor's flag, the Emperor's banner's gone. And the metal bar holding it is all splintered and bent out of shape. And these things are made of titanium. These things don't bend. Something very powerful. Powerful did this.
Looking around at the consoles, are they only with power at the moment?
Not at all. There's no power comes to the bridge at all.
No.
Oh, there's enough for a little bit of atmosphere, and obviously keeping these things alive, and gravity. But other than that, there's nothing.
Oh, we're gonna have to go to the engine to power it back, I think.
It's your area of expertise. If we need to go that way to make this end work.
That's going to assume they have to back it through and get power.
Can you not reroute it from elsewhere?
We need to find a flowing source of power first before we can set it on the right.
As I said to the engine, we should make speed.
5.5 miles away. It's going to take a little while to get there. Well, probably with you guys running at full power, probably taking about half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour.
Do I happen to see a jet bike conveniently on the bridge?
How interesting.
Actually.
It's how they had like a Just Eat on board ship. So yeah, they had like a little guardsman bombing
Just
around.
Eat Brandon.
But yeah, would the engine room be the main source of power on these ships?
Yeah. Oh god, yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh yeah, I shake away the fantasy.
Rather than having like smaller like generators along the way or something.
Leak section, weapons emplacements, certain areas, especially specific and very, very vulnerable areas, they would have their own power. But nobody's been on an Armageddon battleship for hundreds of years. So where they are, you have absolutely no idea.
As soon as the others say that we need to go to the engines, I just shove past Khaki and jump back over the Terminator and start running towards the engines. Straight
Not that way, the other.
I would like to overtake him.
You're gonna race each other.
Oh my god, it's like racing. It's like taking kids to a freaking holiday.
I don't mind. We've switched from Formula 40k to Mario Kart. I haven't got a problem with
that.
Yeah. Oh my god, he's got the start. Anyway,
just have this image of these two just barreling through, bouncing off the walls, and just wrecking the place trying to get there first.
Well, as you're both all piling out of the cockpit, getting ready to on your marks. Suddenly a huge shadow falls across everything, and you see the bleeding edge blasting overhead. There's flames belching out the side of it. It's cannon fire still going off. It's huge side cannons, the volcano cannons are just literally just tearing into this Chaos ship, which is right next to it, and there's like the Chaos ship's damaged as well, but the damage looks like flailing entrails coming out the back of it. There's parts of it being blown into all sort of little pieces. You can actually feel the rumble, and the light you can almost feel the heat from the weapons exchange. It's absolutely insane. But then, just on the left as they're going over it, you see boarding torpedoes launch from the Chaos vessel. They fly down the length, and disappear out of sight of the Armageddon class battleship of the Light of Terror.
Let's make haste. If we're lucky, we can use this vessel against great enemy.
We may be having company soon as well.
Even more reason to make speed.
Everybody make control rolls. I want to see how fast you're going. So just make your rolls and just total up the results.
My +1 die to control while sneaking, this counts, right?
I'm going to say no. Because running full pelt down the corridor, I think you're trying to do it correctly.
Maybe he's still good on his toes.
I got one success.
Have you only got one die in control?
Yep.
Okay, so well done. All that boasting, and you all. Oh my god! So you trip over your own arse, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Jumping on that Terminator.
You trip over the Terminator. Everybody else goes. Well, let's find out what everybody else is doing. Sorry, Borg, what did you roll?
I got one success.
Well, no, roll the dice and just.
Total of 9.
Give me a total them up. Sorry, yeah, 9, yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, Lloyd.
I got 13. Can I donate some points to Wolf Boy?
No, I don't know how well.
Just pick him up and carry him. We got a place to be.
Us up where we belong.
You're going to carry him out at the end of. Well, that's a nice film, but except they're wearing power armor. So you basically, you're running down the corridor, leaving Wolf Boy. Sorry, I'm in the habit now. Leaving Garrick behind as you go flying down this corridor. It's and literally your steps. For each step, you're covering meters, and you're literally almost just flying, like leaping tall buildings as you go flying down this corridor. Big wide corridors, which basically go down the length of the vessel. As you're heading down, you probably covered about 1.5 miles, maybe the better part of 2 miles. So you've been running for for about 4 or 5 minutes. Excuse me, I do apologise. And then in the distance, further down the corridor, you hear the sound of las fire. Constant. And you hear the sound of men shouting. Fall back! Fall back! Do not let them cross! Herrera! Keep firing! The Emperor will protect! The Emperor will... Get behind the cannon! That's all you can hear echoing down the corridor in front of you.
Did the voices sound warped at all?
Not at all.
Then maybe survivors up ahead.
Yeah, and they may have found our warped brethren, or something worse.
Or our unwelcome guests.
As you're heading down the corridor, you hear somebody shouting, "What? Why are they doing this? Why now? Something's hit the ship. Something's woke them up." There's other noises as well. I'm starting to get a sore throat. But yeah, as you sort of literally get down the corridor and head round the corner, especially you, Lloyd, who's obviously flown on ahead, being followed closely by Borgat. You don't see any of this, Kadar. You're still back in the bridge, trying to get to your feet after tripping over after Terminator.
They'll all be dead by the time you get there.
Like a turtle on his back.
I'm sure they'll catch you up when you finally arrive. But yeah, you'll basically look around the corner, and what you've got is a huge staging area. To the right is some massive bay doors, obviously, and there's ships in here, really old-style landing ships and vessels and shuttles and all sorts. Just in front of you, behind some very hastily built barricades, are about 40 guardsmen, all in different states of array. They all look in different. They all look really weird. But they're all look normal, but they're all very bedraggled, like they've been there for quite a long time. They've got beards and really long hair and weird eyebrows and stuff, and they're basically all just blasting away. And in the actual hall itself, this huge vaulted hall itself, the size of a football stadium, is more of these warped versions of the crew with bits melted into them. One of them's walking along with his arms warped into a cable, which then goes down to a power generator. And he's dragging that along as he's trying to get to them. quite vile. Another one's got like an ammo belt going into one hand and coming out the head. And he actually takes a series of Hicks, hits one of the bullets, and sets them off, and he's staggering around, and they're all blowing his body apart while shooting his compatriots in the face and what have you. He goes staggering down. It's just a whole, but the sheer number of them must be in the thousands. They're all shambling forward, trying to get to these guardsmen.
And for the grenade.
Indeed.
The guardsmen haven't even noticed yet. There's one there. By the looks of it, they've got a Space Marines heavy bolter, or at least a version of it. They've set it up as best as they can. There's about 3 of them holding onto it, stop it from flying off in any direction. And they put massive weights in it to keep the barrel down. And the one's just basically trying to pump rounds into it.
Okay, so they're between us and the mutants.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Good.
What do you want to do? You're there first, Lloyd, so...
I'll probably come up behind them. I mean, they'll probably hear us coming at some point.
Not over the din at the moment, no. It's a very thin line of them trying to protect this corner that you just entered from behind.
Just be like, hold the line, brothers. And then I'm going to throw my crack grenade over them into the crowd.
Make a combat roll.
1 success.
1 success, and that's all you need. You throw let's face it, you're not going to miss. You pull the pin, he whistles through the air, you see the little red light leaving a thin trail of smoke behind it. It dissipates into the crowd. Make a damage roll, and for every point you roll, you're basically going to take one out in a 5-meter radius.
11.
11, so yeah, you kill 11 straight away. The explosion goes off, bits of them flying all different directions. It doesn't demoralise them because they're all mutants. But yeah, bits of them flying, but it really slows them down. There's bits of bodies and gas and smoke covers everywhere. The guardsmen turn, and it's almost like you're a vision, almost like you're a hallucination. They just don't believe it. And the ones there, who's obviously an officer, still in the guardsman uniform, he's taken off his normal helmet, has put on a commissar's helmet, a hat, and sort of just turned it around and taped it into place. It's too big for him, and he's blasting around. He sort of looks up at you, and he's sort of shouting, "They're with us! His angels!" He comes out with his bolt pistol and his chainsword. "Come on, you bastards!" Starts blasting away, and the guardsmen just get this massive sort of surge, and they're all up. You see their shoulders get a little bit straighter, and they all start blasting around. But what's better than one Space Marine?
Khaki, play the dramatic music.
Borgat, you turn up at that point. There's a huge explosion.
I hear the explosion. I rush in laughing as I prime my own grenade and throw it over the heads.
Will it make a combat
belly
roll?
laugh. Combat roll, club. I got 1 success.
Brilliant. Make your damage roll. It's 2d6.
5.
Oh, we destroy 5 of them. It bounces along the ground, bounces off one, comes back a little bit. When it goes off, it blows a huge sort of concave area and pushes them all back. 5 die instantly, loads are injured. The others just sort of fall back in a wave. Of course, what's better than 1 Space Marines? 2 Space Marines. Again, the guards were up again. Some of them are even trying to get over the barricades with their swords. They've run out of ammunition, and they just want to get to them, and they're just chucking pots and pans at them. Get the fuck out of here! And they're just literally just blasting away, doing exactly whatever they can to take down the enemy. Now that they know that the Emperor's with them. What's better than 2 Space Marines? Suddenly, out the blue, back to the party, becomes Kedari. You literally come blasting out the corridor, and again you see explosions going off. There's guardsmen fighting, and your compatriots are just ahead of you. What do you want to do?
Finally, seems got ahead of me. And I'll look towards the crowd of foes and toss my own grenade.
Make your roll.
Joining the others. 5.
5. The explosion goes off. It lands in the crowd. It creates a huge crater of bodies. 5 of them are instantly dissolved, literally. And from that range as well, it pushes some of them forward into the weapons of the guards when he just hacked them down. Then, almost from a hidden signal, they all just literally just turn and then start shuffling off back into the darkness, away from the assault, away from the guardsmen, from you. Well, they didn't do it one by one. They didn't all turn around and somebody thought, yeah, he's got the right idea, let's get the fuck out of here. They literally just turned around as one and then started shuffling away.
I chase them.
Okay?
As a concern.
I chase them as they go.
You can easily, I mean, don't even bother rolling. If you want to start pounding some down, putting off some shots, then yeah, by all means.
I'd be doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It makes him feel better for the one you rolled earlier.
Yeah. I mean, the guardsmen are trying to get over the barricade and to go after them. They're all shouting and singing and forward to the Emperor, etc., etc. The Imperium lives. I love Chachi. But they're all literally just basically just blasting away, chucking their own grenades. And then the guardsman in charge with the commissar's hat on sort of start shouting, "No! Conserve! Conserve! Get back! Get back! Get back!" And they sort of turn around, really angry that they're not going to follow. They come back over the barricade and literally fall into line. This officer sort of turns straight to all three of you, salutes straight away.
Still got a job to do.
Yeah.
Sergeant
Commander,
Gaius,
what is your report?
Sergeant Gaius, 474th Stellar Empire, sir. My lord. Apologise, my lord. He goes down onto one knee.
How long have you been here? What was his rank again? Captain. Sergeant.
Yeah, obviously the only ranking officer here. Yeah. 5 years, my lord. Ever since we came out, ever since we entered the warp.
You'll find it's been a lot longer than that.
My lord?
How many more of you are left? Is this all that's left for you?
This is all that's left. We've done our very best scavenging for supplies, keeping weapons, but their numbers grow every single day. Every time it travels through the ship, it awakens more of them.
It?
We don't know, we've not seen it. We've heard its screams, we've heard its howls, we've heard these points that the warped creaks on the floor, things own its name, called its name. Afdof. We've not seen it. We did see a Terminator, Blood Angel, if I recognised the symbol. It seemed strange. I've not seen armour quite like it. It's a pattern I don't recognise. But it found him and tore him apart. In the darkness, all I heard was the sound of renting metal. Now this, at the window, and the explosions outside still. The two ships are still staring at each other. The Golden Phone sent you to save us. Are you our salvation?
Well, with the Emperor's good fortune, yeah. Your vessel has just come out of the warp, and we intend to reclaim it.
The Stellar Imperials stand by your side and are ready to be ordered, my lord.
We may be expecting some unwelcomed guests, some of our fallen brothers, maybe attempting to attack the ship shortly.
If you need us any assistance, then we'll do whatever is required in the name of the Emperor. For he protects.
We require power. The weapon systems on this ship.
There are some activated still on the port side. On this side, actually. We managed to get them activated a year after we came through the warp. They are powerful weapons. Long-range missiles, a volcano cannon, and several short or blaster cannons.
Can you man those weapons and lend assistance to our vessel outside?
Yes, sir. But the ship itself has no maneuverability. There's no power to the engines, to the thrusters. She's just adrift, sir. My lord. He keeps trying to remember to say that. He shouldn't be calling you sir. He should be calling you my lord. In 5 long years.
You protect our ship. That'll be the best way you will get off here.
I understand, my lord.
Brothers, we should press on to the engine room.
Onward. Let's make haste.
The engine room, my lords, the sergeant sort of looks up. The engine room is protected. There are more of these things, and some of them are larger, like they've congealed together into larger creatures. We once tried to get to the engine room to get some power. We managed to get the power to the weapons that I've just spoken of. Then these things just came out of nowhere, came slopping through the corridors and destroying us by hundreds. And for every one of us that it killed, they also became part of it, or they became creatures themselves.
A look at Gareth.
This is why we are here. To destroy whatever is in there.
We'll get the power back up and running. We will deal with these mutants.
We will do what we can to protect your ship, sir. My lord, I'm sorry.
Don't take too long getting that. Until I return.
I'll give him a nod.
Like, I'm trying to be like the sort of more middle ground guy rather than like all the hoity-toity like these other two, but like they're still Dimmin.
I'm giving him a respectful nod. That's a lot.
I'm walking away.
It's not like you engaged or anything. So
I just walk through the door that the creatures came through.
okay.
The door the creatures left through, at least.
Oh, they literally went back into the darkness and to the far side.
Yeah, I just follow where they went.
Stumbling and moaning as they're sort of heading away.
Yeah. You would give them a head start and then we'll catch up.
I started laughing. If we give him a head start, he might take all the kills.
If he gets there first.
I'll catch up with the. I'll catch up with the space popper.
Yeah, the guy who can't run. So yeah, you go running after him, and as best as you can. But let's face it, it's gonna be easy to catch up with him. So yeah, you go after him, and you're sort of heading off into the mass. And in the distance, again, you can hear the shuffling in the darkness. You see the shadows of them still moving away en masse towards the far side. There's another huge pair of double doors on the far side, which they appear to be exiting through. And you can hear this really weird sort of squelching, mashing noise as they're heading through there. Guardsmen themselves head off to a smaller door to the right, all sort of picking each other and what have you. Some of them go over to the bodies to see what they can salvage as far as weapons are concerned, cartridges out of las cannons that haven't been used and what have you. And then they head as a group down to the weapons deck to try and get those weapons back up and running. You get to the gates. The last of these warped creatures have passed through the gates, and on the other side, like I say, you can hear that weird squelching sound. And as you go through, it looks like you've got yourselves another huge hallway. This looked like some sort of almost like a mega church. You've got a massive podium where obviously somebody stood to preach. You've got all the stands and the seats going all the way around it. Obviously where the crew came to pray. I mean, they had crew 60 to 100,000 people. This is a small city flying through space. So there's plenty of room in here for this. There's a huge bell, the size of, I don't know, the size of a castle hanging in the very centre. It's just the biggest thing you've ever seen. You don't want to be in it when it goes off. It's that big. Just the scale is just stunning. Everything's dripping with gothic sort of feeling to it. The walls carved and statues and all sorts. These things have gone through into this other area, and this squelching noise. And as you get into the light, and there's a little bit more light in here, you see a large sort of blob creature just ahead, and it just seems to be lots of these things have all fallen onto something, all sort of just melted into each other. And it's just a huge form of like Nurgle, if you can imagine such a thing. Except there's all arms and legs coming out of it. It's like a huge blob of flesh, about 20 feet high. And there's loads of arms and legs coming out of it, and tongues and eye stalks. It's got a very definitive face. So its mouth is like loads of people's legs. Its eyes are hundreds of eyes for each eyeball. Its hair is disgusting. I don't know how I'm going to describe it. It's all veins and intestines. And yeah, it's actually quite disgusting. So not that you care, because you're hard-ass space marines. So these things are basically walking up to it, just falling onto it and slowly melting into it. And the more that fall into it, the bigger it gets. Obviously, whatever it is knows a threat when it sees one. As you come walking through, it's almost like it's laughing with a low guttural moan. It's like a really evil Santa. Come and sit on my knee. Boy. So yeah, it's pretty rough.
Finally, a worthy foe. As I see this thing as I walk forwards, I'll just take out my bolt gun and start firing at it.
Go for it. Make you roll.
Yeah, same.
I'm going to give you an extra +1 die to your roll because it's a very big target.
Bet it's going to get you.
My die is still terrible though. 1 success.
Okay, you hit it. So right, you make your damage roll. That's 1d6 plus 2.
4 total.
4. Excellent. So you pull off a shot, it goes into the flesh, the explosive charge explodes, because that's what they're designed to do. Bits of bodies fly in all directions, and again, that sort of really weird, treacly interior crap. But yeah, it's still there. Following behind is Borgat.
I'm going to do the same. I'm going to take 3 shots at it.
Okay, what's your combat roll, sorry?
My combat is 3.
So you're rolling, 1d6 3 times, yeah.
Yeah. It's still 1d6 because of the size.
No, you roll it 3 times, so you're still looking for successes of 5 and a 6, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, do I get an extra 1 on these because of the size of it?
Oh, yes, of course you do. Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, so you roll in 2d6 basically then for each shot.
Yeah. First one misses.
Yeah.
Second one, 1 success.
Excellent.
Third one, 2 success.
Brilliant. So for your first success, it's 1d6 plus... Oh, God, I can't remember what I wrote now. 1d6 plus 2.
So that's 6 total.
6. And for your second success, it's 1d6 plus 2 plus 1 for your extra success.
And that is 9 total.
Beautiful. Yeah, you do some serious damage to it. You're literally just there with a boom, 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 and it's shot small explosions, bits flying everywhere. A laugh then turns into a roar of pain, and it's like it's literally rolling towards you, just one big lump of flesh and bone. Actually, cracked bones are coming through the flesh and spilling entrails everywhere as it's sort of moving forward, trying to get to you. I'm not too sure.
We have its attention now.
Oh, you do. So, and well, Lloyd, it's up to you now. You're next.
I'm just gonna do a single shot.
Okay, go for it.
2. Two successes.
Okay, so 1d6 plus 2, and then plus 1.
8.
8. Another good hit. Go blasting into it. Again, it goes in, there's another explosion of blood and gore, but it's still coming. It comes flopping forward. More of these creatures seem to be getting into it, and you see those wounds. As the creature absorbed, the wounds start to close. So as it comes flopping forwards, and it's going to make an attack. It actually has 4 attacks, and it's so I'm going to drop that die there. So first of all, it's going for, well, you were first there, Kadari. It's going for you first. It gets 1 success. Want to try and dodge at all?
No.
You're going to take it, yeah? Okay,
Yep.
roll a d6.
6.
6, brilliant. Yeah, your armour takes it. You can feel the force of the blow. It literally, it's like an extension, like a pseudopod sort of thing comes out. It's got a hand, but each hand is an arm with a hand, with another hand. Weird. So you can basically
Hands all the way down.
It's a hand. Your backhand hands you, and this goes.
Handler.
You just smack. You go straight, but your armour takes it. You're fine. Borgate, it goes for you. It gets 2 successes on you. Want to try and dodge at all?
Yep.
Okay, make a control roll.
Right, 2 successes.
So you cancel out.
Sorry, 1 success.
1 success. Okay, you duck under the worst of it. It still smacks you. Roll a d6 for your armour.
6.
Brilliant. Again, you're knocked sideways. You can, like I say, you can feel the force of the blow, but it doesn't actually do any damage. And then Lloyd, it comes at you. It gets 1 success.
Alright, I'll try the dodge.
Okay, control roll.
2 successes.
Brilliant. Yeah, you dodge it quite easily actually. It rolls, but it's got 1 attack left. Remember, it had 4 attacks. And again, I'm going to roll randomly. So, Borgat, Adari, Lloyd, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I rolled a 5. I'm sorry, Lloyd, it's going for you again. I know, it's a pain. Oh, he rolls 3 successes. 2 5s and a 6. So, do you want to make a control roll?
Can I still do it? Okay.
Yep.
2 successes again.
Okay, so it's hit you for 1. Roll a d6 for your armour.
4.
Oh, brilliant. And again, you're knocked sideways, but your armour takes it. So you've all been belted. This thing's obviously very powerful. And by the looks of it, I'm just going to roll 3d6. And by the looks of it, its wounds are healing quite quickly. Because the more it absorbs these things, these mutants, the faster it heals. So what do you want to do?
If only we had the heavy flamer.
It's the heavy flamer, brother. What do you want to do?
I mean, the other option is we need to do more damage to it, then it heals.
Yeah.
That bell right above it.
Oh yeah.
Wait a second.
What's holding the bell?
A big thick chain.
I want to take 3 shots.
Okay, go for it. So make your roll. Making 3 shots. It's going to be it's a normal target. You're rolling 1d6 3 times.
Yeah,
Blow up the bell.
2 hit, 1 miss.
Brilliant. Your first hit, roll a d6 and +2.
6 total.
total, and again 1d6 plus 2 for your second hits. You need to get 5 or more.
3 total.
Okay, so you hit it twice. You hit the chain. You hit the chain on the other side. One side of it cracks and splits, and it drops. The bell tilts very slightly, and the big, what's it called? The big dong thing in the middle. Big dong thing. What a thing to say live on TV. But that
dong.
swings down. The dong swings down.
The big dong thing.
Hits the side of the bell. It hits the side of the bell end, and that just basically just hits, and the bell and the sound is just. I mean, it's insane. I'm going to need you all to make a control roll. A control roll, please.
1 success.
Nice.
1 success.
2 successes.
2. Borgat, what did you get? Sorry.
2.
2. Brilliant. The sound is insane. Even the filters on the helmet is finding it difficult to drown it out. And like I say, this bell is just massive. You can actually feel your armour vibrating, and in fact, the creature itself is kind of just roars, throws its head back. You see its skin rippling, and it starts to tear in certain places. And then the creatures that are already in it are now flopping out of it, and they're all on the ground, sort of writhing and holding onto their. I mean, their heads are literally malforming as the sound of this bell reverberates throughout the entire room, probably throughout the entire ship. It has no.
It looks like they dislike the loud noises even more than we do.
You will be at even though you passed, you will be at minus 1d to your rolls for the next round. Whereas these things are completely incapacitated. These things can't do anything. You got there, Kedai?
I'm trying to get the autofocus to trigger. Yeah. Sometimes it forgets what a face is.
I was about to say, you might want to use a different finger. Jesus Christ.
He's just like...
For a minute there, I thought, oh, fuck it, I'll go home then.
Deathlock is all about learning tactics from other chapters, so seeing my brother with the white scars fire at that chain, I'm going to do the same thing.
Okay, pull off your shot.
A bit of chain that he missed.
Hey, I hit it like twice.
He did.
1 success.
1 success, so it's 1d6 plus 2. In fact, the bell sounds a lot louder than that. So, I was about to say, that's a really shitty special effects. Violent events. Warhammer 40K.
Hey, we don't exactly have the budget for.
That's what they heard on the bleeding edge.
6 total.
You blow the side of the chain away, the whole thing just comes away. I'm going to ask, the thing comes crashing down, literally just dropped almost in slow motion as it comes blasting down towards this creature. I am going to ask you all to make a control roll, please.
Oh no.
We still minus 1 dice.
Oh yes, you are. Yes.
Does the spell count as an item?
Well, that's a fail. With my 0 dice, that's a fail.
Oh shit! Oh, if you've got 1 dice left, you get a minimal roll, so you can roll a d6, and if you roll a 6, then it's still a success.
Still a fail.
Oh well, I gave you a chance. That's because you gave me the finger earlier, so fuck you.
Yeah. You realise the clapper inside the bell is just a little fist. Just
clapper. That's it. Sorry. Yes. Even that sounds bad. What's in the bell? The clap. What? You know what I mean? Jesus Christ.
I mean, on the level of things, it's better than big dong thing.
I was about to say, yeah. No, to be fair, it's a better description.
Depends how you phrase it. If you say my bellend's got the clap, then.
Bellend's got my dong and my bellend's got the clapper. Oh my god, we've turned into a carry on 140k. Jesus Christ! I'm like,
IMT, we're always a carry on film.
oh,
no. Sorry, Borga. What did you roll? Did you get any successes?
I got no successes.
Oh, you and Kado got no successes. Okay, the bell comes crashing down. Lloyd, you dive out of the way as the bell smashes into him, but then carries on through the floor. And this thing is fucking huge. It smashes down to the next deck. The floor gives away almost straight away. Creatures that aren't out, not many of them actually, probably half a dozen of them are outside the bell. But even so, they fall down with the rubble. And sadly, so does Borgat and Kadari. As both of you lose your grip. The sound and the fury and the dust just overtakes everything you can't see, and then you find yourself free falling, and that is where we'll take a break, I think. left it at the end of just before the break with our intrepid heroes. Well, I say heroes, but with our intrepid space marines falling through a big hole in the floor after shooting a bell off the roof with a gigantic clapper. What game are we playing? So the bell came crashing down, smashed into the ground, literally covered this entire creature and killed a lot of its whatever it was that it was trying to absorb. It howled, this howling disappeared inside the bell. The huge gong of the bell becomes very silent very quickly as it collapses down through at least 2 decks, smashes down to the next one, and then smashes through that down to the next one, which is actually quite well lit, strangely enough. There's smoke and there's dust and there's fire, water's pissing out of mains. There's explosions and 2 space marines disappear into the gloom. I am going to ask them for the first deck, see if they can actually land on the first deck without harming themselves. Can they please both make control rolls?
We still at the -1.
No, no, not anymore. Not anymore. You fell in slow motion, so you've had plenty of time for it to go.
1 success.
Fail.
1 success.
Fail.
And no successes. So you land on the next floor, you slam quite hard into the ground, being covered in debris and crap. I'll need to make an armour roll, actually, please. A D6, please. Higher the better.
Right, is that me?
Oh, yeah, sorry, Borgat, yeah.
I rolled 2.
So you slam into the ground, you're going to take 1d6 damage. You take 6 points of damage. Your arm automatically absorbs 3 points. You fell out a very, very long way. You bounced off steps and all sorts of bits, like a pinball machine, all the way down, and then slammed into the ground. And you've taken 3 points of health damage. You slam into the ground quite nastily. Fortunately, Kadara, you continue down to the next deck, and you smash again through loads of bits and bobs. Can you please make another control roll? Literally just following this bell as it's smashing through decks.
Another 1. I'm going to start using a different dice.
Okay. So the change of dice makes no difference. Unless you're waited to show ones. You slam onto the next deck. The further you fall, the more damage you're going to take if you fail your control roll. Sorry, your armor roll. So the next deck, you smash through that deck, so now you're down 3 decks. Another roll, please.
5 success.
Oh, brilliant. You finally slam into the ground. Could you make an armor roll, please?
1.
1. So I'm rolling 3d6 because it's 1d6 per deck. So you've gone down 3 decks, you slam into the ground, and you take, you jammy bastard, you take 5 points of damage. I rolled 8 on 3 dice. So you've taken 5 points. You've fallen a very long way. Again, you're bouncing off debris, off pipes. You hit a sink, and then you slam down into the ground really heavily, literally narrowly missing those weird sort of metal, those metal pipe things you see on building sites.
That could have been quite a gory death.
It would have been fantastic, but sadly he rolled. So yeah, you slam into the ground, and yeah, you survive, but you're hurt, but it's mainly your pride. The bell itself continues down at another deck, and then comes to a halt. There's a huge smash, fire and flames and dust. These creatures as well, there's dozens of them just falling through the dust, slamming into the ground next to you with like wet sponges, slamming into the ground, bouncing off the debris and falling down on another deck, landing on the bell and sliding down the side of it like Wile E. Coyote. It's quite messy.
Don't forget your armor soaks 3 points of damage.
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah. It still took 5.
Yeah. Right.
I just roll over until my head's where the hole is and just yell back up the hole. They ring for our victory, brothers!
Back down the hole, you'll just hear me shouting, Fire Emperor!
Yeah. You'd just be like, brother, please do not embarrass us further.
Everything that's power.
So I just have a quick thing, because where we know the engine room is, is down help us get there any faster?
No. On the deck that Borgat has landed on, as you stand up, the dust and debris falls off in bits of glass, and an eyeball falls to the ground. And you sort of stand up and look around, and just to your right, you're inside another hangar, where it's like a storage hangar. This is a storage hangar for vehicles, and there's a couple of unmanned dreadnoughts, a bit under repair, bits and bobs. And just to the right, you noticed are 4 tracked bikes.
Oh boy!
And look like
did you get one?
Look like Raven Wing bikes. So they're obviously Space Wolf bikes, but they're bikes nonetheless.
Are there more than one?
There's 4.
Over the comms, We
There
have
was a few more of them, but they've been smashed up by a giant falling bell.
Pain or something I could use. Like I want to because Borgat's like one floor down. I'm probably gonna just like hop down. But do I have a chain here that I could use to like lower down to Garrick so he can?
There's loads of stuff.
Climb his, yeah, I was going to grab something because I can pull him back up out of shame.
No, that's
the level we're operating on.
The whole of the Imperium is basically the entire motif is basically wings, skulls, and chains, which says quite a lot actually, and leather. So that's no problem at all. Yeah, you can just lower that down. They can climb up, no problem.
Well, I was going to drop down. Yeah. Third roller one climbing up the chain.
Yeah. While I wait for my battle brothers to gather back to me, I'm going to use some of my apothecarium implements to try and heal myself a bit.
Okay. You use the stem. Inject yourself, and that gives you back 1d6 plus 3 health points.
So I got 5 health points back, so I'm back up and healthy.
Yeah, I can get you back up and running. And do the same to Kadari when you finally all get back together.
Yeah, when we finally get back together, I know he'll argue that he doesn't want it, but I'll do it anyway.
Can you get a big plastic cone?
The cone of shame. You also get 5 health back.
Yeah.
They can bigger for skiing in Fenris.
Yeah.
Skiing. Hey, brother, but we have our fallen brothers to contend with. You don't want to make it too easy for them.
I think songs are victories.
Look at what I found.
Bikes. Big, chunky tracked bikes. With auto cannons on the front.
I'd like to go inspect the bikes.
You can have to swap out its core. It'll take 5 minutes, but yeah, they're in good working condition. Looks like they've been sat here for a few years. Been turned over a couple of times, but other than that, they've been sort of left. But yeah, they're completely usable. Whether the auto cannons work properly or not is something else. But these bikes, well, you start it up, no problem at all.
You get them an inspection.
Yeah.
Make sure that they do work.
You should ensure we get to the engine a lot faster, brothers.
Oh yeah, in a matter of minutes. And then you start to hear heavy weapons firing from this side of the vessel. Obviously, your guardsmen have got down those decks and got to those weapons. You can hear heavy cannons firing. You hear the thrum of a volcano cannon. Missiles being launched. If they're doing any damage, if they're being accurate in this old ship, you don't know. But at least they're trying.
I just hope they're firing at the right vessel.
It's pretty obvious which one's the bad guy's ship.
I don't know, maybe that's how they look in the future. Just open fire. Everything!
Yeah, I don't recognize either ship. They both must be the enemy.
That ship's got the look, it's the Emperor's children.
That ship's just a lot prettier. Just open fire on the other one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You can get on the bike.
Yeah?
Get on the bike.
Yep.
Full speed ahead.
And the corridor, like I said, these access corridors going down on this deck are really wide because they've got to get tanks and stuff down here to the staging areas. So these are really wide corridors. There's a little bit of debris which you have to go around, but yeah, you jump on the bikes, you go out into the corridor, and in triangle formation. Who's taking the lead?
Me.
Brilliant. You go blasting down this corridor at full pelt. Now, the closer you get to the engine room, the better the lighting gets. There's still chandeliers with flames on because it's a Warhammer 40k and they're just gonzo bonkers. But normal lighting is also coming to effect. It's a little bit flickery at first. Excuse me, I do apologise, but the closer you get to the engine room, the more lighting there is. It's still really dark and sullen and miserable because nihilism is fun. But at least there's a little bit more light and you can see a little bit more of what's going on. You're not that far away from the engine room. You go blasting down, and then to the right, a door bursts open as you're heading down here. And stumbling out of this door are Chaos Marines, basically. I'm not gonna paint the picture. They are literally all just come out, bolters at the ready. Behind them, you can see a boarding torpedo winding down. There's 2 of them that have gone into there. They come out and they're looking around, and of course they look left. Completely out of the blue, 1,000,000 to 1 chance, there are 3 Space Marines for the Emperor barreling towards them on motorbikes. And one, like, if you could see his face, he'd be like, "What the fuck?" As he literally just flying up the corridor towards them.
Today must be a Monday.
Yeah. Oh shit! I knew I should have rang in sick.
Yeah.
So Borgat, you sort of look ahead. You see these. There's 4 of them in total. They turned around. There's one with a heavy bolter. The other 2, the other 3 have got normal bolters. But of course, they've all got that kind of corn look to them. So they're all weird and all misshaped with the big tall helmets. One's got like a big fan like a centurion, but it's riding snakes. It's all a little bit Geiger. So yeah, he spins around. But you get the drop because you got the surprise. What is it you want to do?
I would like to fire the cannons on the jet bike as I continue going full speed towards them and laughing.
You open up with the auto cannon. Roll a d6 first. Don't roll as 1. My favourite saying.
4.
Oh, brilliant! The guns don't explode. So you open fire. The belts start feeding through. The auto cannons blazing away. Make a combat roll.
1 success.
Success. So you hit. Belts into him. You are doing 1d6 damage.
1.
1 damage. He's going to take it. Well, he failed his armor roll, but it doesn't matter. Remember, he's wearing the same sort of armor as you guys. You open up with the auto cannon. The shots are belted into him, but they're ricocheting off in all directions. Kedari, what do you want to do?
I just pick one, ride towards him on the bike.
Yep.
I'm just going to slam the bike into him.
Okay. I'll take that as a combat roll. You've also got bike skill, so I'm not going to reduce your roll at any point. So yeah, just roll your normal combat roll.
Are you that worried about rolling a 1?
1, 2, 3, 1.
Really?
Wow.
Okay, so you go flying towards him, and well, you just missed basically. The Chaos Marine sort of steps to one side as you go blasting past. And he's tracking you with his bolt gun. Lloyd, what do you want to do?
I want to try focus on the one with the heavy bolter. 'Cause he's the bigger threat.
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah, Josh, go get some more dice.
I'm thinking about it. It's a
I'll
big
close
bag.
them down.
I have some Space Wolf dice somewhere, but I can't see where they are.
They're probably open to the left.
Alright, so for the initial d6 roll, I got a 6.
This is for combat attack, yeah?
But I assume that's for the where the works on it.
Oh, so you use the auto cannon. Okay, I do apologise.
Yeah.
So you open fire. The auto cannon works absolutely fine. So yeah, make your normal combat roll.
1 success.
1 success. You open fire. You're doing 1d6 damage.
That is 3.
3. His armor takes it anyway. So you blast away again. The bullets are slamming into it. It's only an auto cannon. The bullets are slamming into him and pinging away in different directions. And now these are going to get a return fire. So the one is turning around, is blasting away at Borgas. He fires, and he gets 1 success. Do you want to make a roll to dodge?
Yeah, let's see if you can hit me.
Make a control roll.
I am speed. Fail and fail.
And a fail. He opens fire. His his 1-shot hits, which is 1d6 plus 2 damage. So make your armor roll first.
4.
So your armor takes it anyway. He fires his bolt gun at you. It slams into your back. There's a huge shower of sparks, but you survive. And then the other one fires at you, Kedari, as you go blasting past. Well, he rolls 2 1s. What a dick! So he fires away, and the shot goes flying past. The one with the heavy bolter fires at you, Lloyd, because you fired at him. And he just thinks that's antisocial. He fires back. Oh, he gets 1 success. Do you want to try and dodge it?
Alright.
Yep. Combat roll. Sorry, control roll.
1 success.
1 success. So yeah, you managed to swerve out the way. The heavy bolters, boom, 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 boom. Shots going past you, tearing up the ground, whistling along. But there's one left as well. Remember, there was 4 of them. Again, I'm going to roll randomly to see which one he shoots at. Boom. And it's you again, Lloyd. I do apologise. He opens fire. A 5 and a 6. That's 2 successes. It's going to be 2 hits.
Only 1 success again.
Okay. So you managed to dodge your hits while you make roll for your armour.
5 on the armor.
Brilliant. He pulls off the shot. The shell slams into your armour. There's huge explosions, damage the armour, but you're still there. Your bikes all go blasting past as you open your fire. What do you want to do next?
Beat some time.
Yep. So Borgat, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna do a dramatic turn around, like the Akira style power slide stop,
You go
and then
full
go
Akira,
full
yeah.
speed back at them. And I'm going to activate my power sword and try and do a drive-by slash through one of these.
Brilliant.
Go for the one with the heavy bolter.
For the heavy bolter. You spin around, you go flying back, you go blasting towards him, and you make a combat roll, please.
2 successes.
How many, sorry?
2.
2, brilliant. He blasts away, he makes a control roll, he rolls 2 4s, so no, he doesn't. So yeah, you hit him, so roll your damage. His effectiveness of his armour is going to be down by 2, which means he's going to have to roll a 6 for the hit.
I did 5 damage.
5 damage. He doesn't actually, his armour doesn't pass. Also, his resistance goes down by 2 default, so you've done 4 points of damage to him. Results. So you go blasting in, you do 4 points. Your sword, as you go flying past into the heavy bolter, you slide through his pauldron. It slides through his pauldron across his chest. You hear a really guttural scream as he sort of steps back, and sort of black ichor comes pouring out of the wound. It is possible to damage these bastards. For a minute there, I thought I'd
Bleeds, we can kill it.
Yeah. For a minute there, I thought I set up the rules.
If it bleeds, we can kill
How
it.
evolved does. Hi. Kedari, it's you.
I'll just jump off the bike because I missed my guy.
Yep.
Bike's going to be out of control. I'll just leap off it and leave it to bugger off wherever. Just turn
So it's
around.
flying, he cowers him down the corridor.
Just turn around and charge at them with my chainsaw out.
Brilliant.
Swing it at the first one I hit.
You go running forward. This one as well is coming and get you with his bolter up. So he's got a massive wicked bayonet coming out from the underside of it. As he comes running towards you, you go running towards him. He comes at you with a roar. So yeah, make a combat roll. Remember, you're in hand-to-hand combat, so you get an extra dice.
Yep. 3 successes.
3 successes. Result. He makes his control roll and he rolls 2 2s. He's locking his doubles. So yeah, you go flying in. He doesn't manage to stop you at all. And his armour rolls a 2, so you get through his armour. So make your damage roll. Chainsword.
6 plus 3. 9
yeah,
total.
1d6 plus 3 and plus 1 for your extra. So how much
10
damage did you do? 9.
10 total.
10, sorry. So but it's minus 3. What am I doing now? Give me a second. Yeah, so minus 3 because of the armour. So you've done 7 points of damage. I mean, he howls something chronic as your chainsaw comes up and digs into him. Lloyd.
I'm going to do a similar thing, sort of like skid to a whole stop, and then I'm going to use my bolter.
Yep. Which one are you shooting at?
Still the heavy bolter guy. I want to keep him
He's
busy.
Yeah, he's already wounded. So yeah, pull off a shot.
1 success.
1 success. He rolls an armour roll. No, he rolls a 3 and fails. What's your damage?
7.
7 minus 3 is 4. Oh, congratulations. You spin around with the bolter, you sort of bring it up. He's already badly wounded, and when you fire your bolt shot, it goes into the cracked armour where he's already been wounded. The shell explodes inside, his helmet blows off, his eyes bulge out, he staggers forward, collapses down to the ground very dead.
Dib.
And then we come back to them. The heavy bolter guy's dead, and we've still got 3 of them. One is firing at you, Borgat. He gets no successes, so he misses. One's going for Kedari. He gets 1 success. And try and dodge it.
Failed.
Failed. So he hits. Sorry, make him armor roll, sorry.
Also failed.
Also failed. And it's 1d6 plus 3. Where are you? So 1d6 plus 2, 5, 6, 7. So he's done 4 points of damage to you.
Alright.
The shots blast through. Obviously, your armour's already damaged. It gets through a soft spot on the armour and hurts you quite badly. Meanwhile, the other one shoots then at Lloyd and gets 2 successes, a 5 and a 6.
I got 1 success on the dodge.
So he's hit you for 1. So roll d6.
It's 3 to hit.
3. So he hits, doing again 4 points of damage to you as well.
Is that after the armor or before armor?
That's after the armour. So
Okay.
yeah,
Help.
4 points. Yeah. So they turn around and all start opening fire. Yeah. And yeah, it hurts. Bolt guns are good. So back to you, Borgat.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around again, drive back. Let's take some shots with my bolt gun, just for funsies. Let's take 2 shots at 1 target.
Okay. Do you want to shoot at the already wounded one, or are you going to go for one of the fresh ones?
I'll go for the fresh one.
Okay, got you. Okay, hell of a shot.
Okay, first shot, 1 success. Second shot, no success.
Okay. He tries to dodge, gets no successes. His armour, he rolls a 1, so no successes there, so make your damage roll.
6 damage total.
6 minus 3, so it does it for 3 points. Okay, so yeah, you pull off your shot as you go blasting past again. The bolt goes into him, penetrates the armour, and hurts. Kaidari.
I'm just swinging my chainsword again.
Okay, make your swing.
1 success.
1 success. He doesn't manage to stop you. Armour roll is a 2, so make your damage roll.
5.
5 in total, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, this is the guy you've already hit once, isn't it? You hit him quite badly. Yeah, and that's it. Well, minus 3, that's 2, but that's still enough to kill him. But yeah, he's sort of blasting away, he sort of parries, he sort of brings his bolt, his gun up, he slides through the handle of the gun, and it carries on into his chest. And literally, your chainsaw goes straight through his armour. He goes staggering back, howling at the top of his chaotic voice. His black icor sprays up you and all over the ground. And then Lloyd. There's 2 left. 1's wounded.
I'll go for the wounded one.
Okay.
Try and finish him off. 1 success.
1 success. He fails to dodge. His armour fails his armour roll as well, so damage.
That is 5 damage.
5 in total, yeah. So that's another 2 points. So yeah, you hit him again. He's wounded. He sort of staggers back. He's quite badly hurt. That just leaves 2. And these are the 2 that are fighting. Well, no, Kadar was just killed 1. So these are the 2 that are fighting Borgat and Lloyd. Borgat, the guy shoots at you. It's 2 successes. 2 double 6 actually. Well done. Not well done. I mean, I'm not against you, if you know what I mean. So yeah, he rolls 2 6s.
Failed my dodge. 5 on my armour.
5 on the armour. So he pulls off the shot, he slams into you, but the armour takes it. And the other one's shooting at you, Lloyd. He gets 1 success.
I got 3 successes.
Oh, brilliant. You not only dive out of the way, you do a small plie and land gracefully, and there's all mutants at the side of his scorecards. Yeah. Really well done. Great, well done. You gallantly dive out of the way.
If it wasn't so heretical.
Everybody would be pleased with you. So that just leaves. Well, that's it for that lot. So back to you, Borgat.
Okay. There's 2 left. One's wounded. I'm going to use my power sword on the wounded one.
Go for it.
1 success.
1 success. Your power sword reduces his armor by 2, which is good because he rolled a 5, so he's failed. So you've hit him. So you damage.
1 damage.
1 damage. He takes it. The 3 points is reduced to 1, so yeah, that takes it. So your power sword cuts through, but yeah, it doesn't take any damage. Yeah. Kadari.
I'm just going to charge at whichever one looks less wounded. Whichever one will be more glorious kill.
That's the one fighting Lloyd. So yeah, you go running forward, make your attack.
2 successes.
2 successes. He rolls. He gets 1 success, so it cancels 1 out. So you still hit. You just won't get any extra damage. So his armor rolled. He's a 2, so that's a fail. What's your damage?
5 again.
5 minus 3 is 2. So again, you bring the sword along. You rake him across his back. Oh dear, excuse me. I do apologise. That's what happens actually. You hit him on the back, you knock the wind out of him, he just stops you for a second, that's a quick gulp of water. Sorry about that. Let's continue, shall we? And he goes flying back in basically. Yeah, you cut him across the back through his pack. He staggers forward, quite shocked that someone had the audacity to belt him in the back with a chainsword. And then we come back to Lloyd.
Yeah. Very unsporting.
Glorious victory.
Alright, let's go shooty.
Shooty on the Basti.
1 hit.
1 hit. Fails to dodge.
That is 6 damage.
6 damage.
Nice.
First of all, he fails his armour, so he takes 3 points of damage. Yeah, that wounds him. I mean, you shoot him, it hits him in the hip. He staggers sideways, but he's still there. Now, the one fighting Borgat is shooting at you, and he gets 1 success.
At me?
Fail my dodge. Fail my armor.
Okay. You failed your dodge and failed your armor, yeah?
Mhm.
Okay. So you're taking 5, 6. It's a +2, isn't it? 5, 6, 7. So you're taking 4 points of damage.
Oh, how
What are you
rude.
going to now?
I've only taken 4 damage because I healed up.
Of course you did. Yeah. He turns around as you're sort of going past him and blasting. He shoots and sort of hits you in the arm. It's I mean the pain is quickly. I mean you can take the pain anyway, but it's quickly suppressed by all the drugs that your suit's pumping into you now to keep you going, and the massive shots of genetically modified adrenaline. And then we go to the other guy fighting Lloyd, who gets no successes. It's 2 1s actually. What a knob. So he takes a shot and misses. And then we come back to you, Borgats.
I want to run him over.
You're going to run him over? Okay, make a combat roll. Go for it. Go blast
2 successes.
How many?
2.
2. Let's see if he dodges. No, he doesn't dodge at all, actually. You go slamming into him. See if his armour takes it. No, he rolls 2 on his armour as well. So your damage... Oh, God, I don't even know what to do about that.
15d6.
Yeah, go
Full
for
speed
it.
jet bike.
Just roll all the dice you have.
I mean, I've got a lot.
He disappears, comes back in 30 minutes.
What's your combat roll? What's your combat score?
3.
Okay, so I'm going to say we use the same damage as a chainsaw. So roll 1d6 plus. Doesn't matter actually. That's going to kill him.
I rolled a 4.
In fact, yeah, I was about to say, don't worry about it. Even if I do it at the lowest one, it's still going to die. You literally just you slam the bike into him. He lifts him up into the air. He sort of spins the wrong way in different directions, and then just slams down to the ground and rolls over with the helmet twisted around in the wrong direction. Yeah, he's a bit dead. So on to you, Kedari. Got 1 left, fighting against Lloyd.
Yeah. I'm still behind him. I just swing my chainsaw at his back again.
Yeah, go for it.
3 successes.
Ooh. 3 successes. He fails to dodge. And he rolls a 3 on his armor, so he gets through his armor as well. So it's 1d6 plus 3 plus 2. So 1d6 plus 5, basically.
7 total.
7 in total. 3, 4, that's enough to do it. You jam the chainsaw into his back, and as you're fighting him, Lloyd, the chainsaw comes out of where his heart should be.
Which one?
The one that stopped beating, and then the chainsaw pulls out and pulls half of his insides out with it. He drops to his knees, puts out one hand as if still wanting to kill you, and then just taps it down onto the ground. Extremely shredded.
Full of bike
The echoing of the guns of the ship are still blasting around across the ship. Down here, it's strangely quiet.
Press on. Time is of the essence.
I'll quickly stim the wolf and myself again.
Yeah, okay. Each.
And you. Didn't realise you got hurt.
I know, it had to happen eventually.
Okay, I'm fully healed. Wolf, you get 5, and Tychus also gets 5.
Cool.
Sweet, thank you very much.
You back on the bikes, yeah?
I'm definitely on mine. I never got off.
Yeah. You have to run down for a few meters because Kedari's went off further down the corridor.
Does he want to piggyback on mine?
Yeah,
We'll give him a backy.
Do you want to do that? Do you want to get on? Do you want to?
Yeah.
I just put one foot on the
Just
the
be
back
careful,
wheel
yeah.
guard and just hold on to someone's power
Yeah.
pack.
Just be careful where you put your hands, brother.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Don't worry, he doesn't bite.
Most of the time.
Not on Saturdays. Oh shit! It's Tuesday. So you basically go blasting down the corridor. With you riding on the back of with Kedari lying on the back of Lloyd's bike, and then ahead you see the entrance to the engineerium, because you just ends any word with and or ium, and that's pretty much Warhammer.
That's
So
basically-
you're flying down the corridorium on your bikeseums, and there's in front of you is the door to the engineerium, and you literally just go blasting down ium, and it's Incredium. But yeah, you're flying there towards it. You can, in the distance behind you, you still hear the guns blasting away. There's no windows to see what is happening outside. And then as you get down to the end of the corridor, again to the right, suddenly something just looms out of the shadows, and it is massive. You can see that it's some sort of power armor. It's absolutely huge, and you see a power claw on one arm with 3 long prongs coming out of it, still red with blood. And then the other one, he's got some sort of weird glowing sword which sort of just comes into life. Imagine kind of Horus, but a slightly smaller scale, because I don't want to sort of steal his limelight. So, but he's got the pipes coming out. He's got a horn head coming out behind. He's looking extremely pissed off as he comes blasting out of the darkness. And his power fist with the claws on comes slamming down into the front of your bike, Lloyd. So I'm going to need you to make a control roll, please.
Oh, poor Tychus is having a bad day.
2 successes.
He gets 3 successes as his fist comes slamming down onto the front of the bike. He wasn't aiming for you, he's aiming for the bike, obviously. But it literally brings the bike almost to a full stop. The fist comes slamming down to the bike, it crushes the front down and in through the tracks. The bike catapults up and literally catapults both of you guys off it and through the air. So I'm going to need you both to make control rolls, please.
Success.
Success?
2 successes.
Brilliant. You both basically, it's like synchronised swimming, synchronised diving. You're both basically flying through the air, you slam into the ground and slide on your feet, almost like a superhero pose, sliding across the ground. Yeah, and you go sliding along, and he basically just turns. You go blasting past at this point. You're going really fast there, Borgat, as you see this Chaos Space Marine captain, or whatever their version of a brother captain is. Basically just turn around, and the rage emanating from it's almost like his skin's glowing with the rage. And he turns and he,
heavy bolter.
and he turns and he sort of turns towards like that twisted sword, which seems to be growing out of his hand. And there's like a bolter, a Gatling gun sort of underslung underneath that. Yeah, he looks like he means business. Well, he does mean business. He's a massive bastard in power armor. So he turns around. He opens up he's had his witty bits for sure. He opens up his hand, his power claw, the blades snap back into place. He was walking towards you, and there's this really deep guttural voice, a lot deeper than I can do, because I'm not that way inclined. Sort of stares and sort of roars, "You will not keep me from Khazar!" Oh fucking hell, that really hurt. Oh,
in your comfort zone.
It's the last bit canon as well.
Yeah, no, up to the Khazar bit, that's what he says. Anything beyond that is just me.
With lots of phlegm.
Oh, holy shit, that really hurt. So
takes the helmet off and pours water through the box.
Yeah, oh my god!
No one's used Khazar in years.
No, that's what he needs it for. It's like a Ticulix. He's just gone, oh my god!
Not
the chaos cough medicine. So anyway, sorry. So yeah, so you guys land on the ground. The bike is flipped over and slammed down onto the ground and burst into flames. In fact, it bounces, it rolls and lands behind you. And as you both sort of land in and sort of crouch down on the floor, ready for combat, the bike flies and back. And as you slide around Akira style behind them on your bike there, Borgat, the bike slams down to the ground and hits the wall and explodes behind you in slow motion. It's fucking epic. So yeah, so he stands there, and the flames are all around you. There's bits of ammo going off in all different directions, and this Chaos Lord is standing in front of you with his blades dripping with blood as he stares you down. Behind you, there's massive doors, the open doors to the Engineerium. You can hear this deep guttural cackling, a laugh in the darkness. Not quite like that. It wasn't like Oscar Wilde being really evil. But yeah, you can hear this really deep, guttural laugh.
Maybe it's Avduf or whatever it's called that the card's been mentioned.
Yes, maybe. Well, maybe, yeah.
One problem at a time.
What do you want to do?
Come face the Emperor's judgment, fallen one.
This guy, this Chaos Marine guy, he was approaching the other guys when he was saying his thing about Khazar, right?
Yeah, basically they've gone further down the corridor now. In fact, you're between him and the doors to the Engineerium, where you can hear this laughing. And obviously that's where he's heading towards. Just behind him, the door that he's come through, is a boarding torpedo. He's so big, he's actually used a boarding torpedo just for himself.
I'm going to take 3 shots at him.
Go for it. Make your shots.
Get shooted. One of them hits, the others don't.
Okay, you pull off a shot. The 2 bullets go wide, explode against the wall behind him. One shatters a really expensive chandelier, nice one. But the other one, slams into his chest. And you make your damage roll, please.
6 plus 2, 8.
8 points. He rolls a 5, so his armour actually takes it. You chip a bit of paint. He's a bit pissed off about that because you know how difficult these things are to paint, especially from Forge World. So, but yeah.
The hardest bit.
You slam it into his chest, and he's like the smoke wreaths around him from the explosive charge. But he powers through it. You're going to have at least 2 rounds of firing everybody before he actually reaches you. So we go to K. next. What do you want to do?
I'll get up onto one knee and start firing.
Okay, how many shots? Just the one?
I've got 4. I'll go for 4.
You're going to go for 4 shots. So, yeah, you should roll a d6 4 times, yeah?
Never mind, I haven't succeeded in any of those.
I'll change your dice for God's sake.
I've already changed them once, I'm running out of dice.
Oh, for God's sake, go out and buy some new ones. We'll give you 15 minutes. Jesus Christ. Just make it up.
You have 15 minutes to go find a shop that's open.
Just pick a number between 2 and 6.
Just you'll be fine, I promise.
Please.
Honestly, for God's sake, download an app, do something. So,
just shout a random number out instead of rolling.
Roll d12 and half it. Rounding down, of course. I don't care. Anyway, you blasted away. Your shots go. The kick is awful, and you're still a little bit dazed from being catapulted off a bike in cinematic fashion. So yeah, you're blasting away, but sadly your shots go wild. Lloyd, what do you want to do?
I'm going to get up as well, and I'll fire 2 shots.
Go for it.
2 hits. Well, 1 hit each.
He's not dodging at all. He's coming at you like a tank.
That's the way I like it.
That's 1 hit each, so roll 1d6 plus 2.
So that's 5 on the first one and 8 on the second.
Okay, the 5, his armour takes it. And on the 8, his armour takes that one as well. His shots are slamming into him, and they're exploding as he's piling forward. But no, they're taking... Each shot he's taking, he's taking it. He's still got one whole round.
We may have to regroup.
You've got 1 whole round before he's on you.
I would like to do a drive-by power sword maneuver.
Make a combat roll. You're spinning the bike around, you go barreling at him at full speed, your sword comes out, you go flying at him.
1 success.
1 success. Oh, he rolls a 1 on his armour, so you get through his armour. Make your damage roll.
2 damage.
2 damage, but yeah, his armour, well, the underlying health of his armour takes it. You go flying forward, you slam across his leg, and he sort of goes past. He sort of watches you as you go, but then turns as if he doesn't care, and he's still heading towards these guys.
I have a feeling we may have to see if we can get him to engage with the creature that lives on this ship. It's been mentioned. With any luck, its claws can penetrate his armor. But we can use it, well, potentially use its claws to penetrate his armor.
This man has also potentially killed 2 of our Terminator brothers.
What is it you want to do? What's you now, K. Darby?
I'm going to fire at him again while he's still coming towards us.
Okay. Multiple shots or just the 1?
4 shots.
And which dice are you using this time? Can't you use a mix of both the dice that you've got?
I've just shuffled them all up and I've got 2 successes out of it, so...
Yay! It's always worth it. So you pull off your shot. Sorry, were you pulling off 1 shot, yeah?
4 shots.
4 shots, and you got 2 hits. So your first shot gets through. Oh, your second shot gets through as well. So 1d6 plus 2 for your first hit.
8 total.
8, good hit. And 1d6 plus 2 for your second hit.
3 total.
3. So the second one is
nice extremes there.
His underwear basically takes it, but the other one penetrates, goes through, explodes. He actually jerks back slightly as that shell hits. He felt that fucker. Lloyd.
We've made an opening, I guess.
Yep.
Alright, I'll do my 2 shots.
2 shots, go for it. But you're both just standing there in combat stance.
Yeah, how many shots can we do in a round with this? Is it just like you divide up your combat?
Yeah, you just basically whatever you got as combat dice because you can't go full auto with a bolt gun, unfortunately. According to law.
One hit. Yeah, so that's a hit.
You got one hit, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now he gets through his armor. So what's your damage?
8.
8 minus 4 because the armor's very heavy. 4 points. Again, the shot goes slamming into him. He hits his other shoulder this time. He sort of jerks back slightly as the explosion goes off underneath his pauldron, blows bits of plating and circuitry off, but he's still coming. And that's when he's going to make his first attack. Who's it going to be against? Let's find out, shall we?
Surprise, Borgat.
Warhammer. Well, Borgat's gone blasting past him, is now behind him. He's kind of ignoring Borgat. So he's
cleverly moved out of his range.
He had the right idea on his fast bike. So Kedari's 1, 2, 3. And yes, it is actually you, Kedari. He's attacking. And he's coming in with his power fist. So he's got his claws extended. He's swinging it down in a huge attack. And he rolls and gets 3 successes. Gonna try and combat roll out of the way.
Failed.
Failed. He does 3 successes. Do you want to roll for your armour? He's got the actual claws penetrate armour, so it's down effectiveness by 1. So you need to roll a 5 or a 6.
Failed. All 3.
Failed. Okay, so he's hit you. Ouch. For that, he rolled 3 successes. So he's going to get a +2 to his roll. It's 1d6 plus 4. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Minus 3 for your armour, so you're taking 7 points of damage.
Ouch.
That's
Swings down with the power claws. He catches you on the pauldron, almost rips it off completely, and cuts through the armour. You feel it slice across your chest. Again, the drugs kick in straight away. And in fact, it doesn't actually. You don't feel like you've been hurt. You feel like you've been enraged as the power of the pain and the drugs course through your system. Blood sprays out down your chest.
You've got him right where you want him.
Yeah, it really, really hurts. What are you on now, strength, health-wise?
5.
Oof, ouch. So yeah.
Are you a drive-by stimming?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yes. In fact, Borgat, it's you now.
You need a syringe gun.
What do I want to do? I'm going to drive back at this man and take 3 shots at him with my bolter. Okay.
Pull off shots. Yeah.
Ooh,
which one?
Sorry, all my dice went everywhere apart from in the dice tray. I've lost one. 1 hit.
1 hit? Just 1 hit, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. No, he rolls a 1 in his armour, so that gets through, so 1d6 plus 2.
4 damage total.
Oh no, his armour his underwear takes it, his bra takes it. So you pull off the shot, it goes into his back, but yeah, you got the explosion for the explosive charge, but it takes it. Injured Kedari. You can feel blood pouring down your chest as your heart's trying to control the flow. What do you want to do? He's right up in your face now.
Glory? I'm just going to charge towards him and slam my chainsword into his chest plate.
Go for it. Make your combat attack, remember you get a +1 dice.
Yep. 1 success.
1 success. He's rolling 4 dice for his control, I'm afraid. Oh! It doesn't get a single success. So you go flying through with the chainsaw, you hit him. Does his armour take it? No, he rolls a 2. So you're rolling your 1d6 plus 3.
8.
You've got the dice like now.
8. That's a good hit. So your chainsword goes into him. You've already done some damage from your bolt gun, and that's what you take advantage of. Chainsword cuts through, and black and it's sort of a mixture, kind of like it's like oil almost, and all sorts of weird liquids sort of come spraying out as the slice. He actually grunts in pain at that and staggers backwards. Seems to be quite shocked that someone's actually hurt him, and that's when we come to Lloyd.
I'm going to take 2 shots at him point blank. Now that he's sort of stepped back. Ooh, 2 hits.
Hits, excellent. Yeah, 2 independent hits, so I need to roll twice for his armour. His armour takes the first one, doesn't take the second one. So damage 1d6 plus 3.
First one was 5, second one is 8.
You only hit the once his armour took the first hit.
Okay, so that'd be 8. Yeah, the 5 would have been the one he took, yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, you've done another 4 points. Yeah, that's hurt him as well now. The shot goes slamming into him. He goes staggering back, and he's going to swing. This time he's going to swing at 1, 2, 3, Kaydari.
Bogat.
It's a 5. He's going for you, Lloyd. So he swings down, and he gets 2 5s, 2 successes.
I got 1 success.
He's hit you for 1 hit. Make your armor roll. 1d6, please.
It's a 6.
It's a 6, so your armor takes it. He hits you with his power claw. Actually, no, he hits you with the sword with this one. No, the sword is a power sword to get -2 to you. Oh, no, did you roll a 6 on your armor?
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, then no, you're fine, even with the reduction. So he brings the power sword down, it hits you, it penetrates, but it doesn't cut all the way through. It does knock you sideways slightly. You can feel the power behind it.
That's fine.
Yeah. And it hurts, yeah. But, you know, being a space marine, you don't give a shit about that kind of thing. You definitely don't.
I just, as a player, I think aware that there's a small possibility he could just kill me in 1 hit.
Very much so. So, sorry. Should have said that out loud. So, yeah, Borga.
It feels a bit meta, but is this guy under half health?
This isn't 4th edition.
No, because I get my +1 combat die when he's under half health.
Shit, yeah, you do, don't you? In that case, then you get +1 die, then. Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything, but I forgot about that. Well done.
Does that mean I could take... I'll take 3 shots then, so there'll be 2 dice for each shot?
Yeah.
Sorry, there's a cat accosting me.
No, let it cost.
Oh, the cat.
First one, 1 hit.
Yeah.
Second one, 1 hit.
Yeah.
Third one does not hit.
Okay, so he got 2 hits. I'm waiting for his armor roll. Oh, he fails on both his armor rolls, so make your normal damage rolls.
6 damage and 7 damage.
That's 6, which is reduced to 2. 7 damage, which is reduced to 3. Yeah, that hurts him. As you go blasting past, you pull off the 2 shots, go slamming into him. That's painful. He goes staggering forward. Now he's enraged now. He roars frustration and anger. And he's going to take it out on one of you. But Kaydari, you're up next.
I'm just going to slam my chainsword into the same spot. I'm just trying to work my way through his armour.
Yeah. Finish him.
Rip his spine out.
3 successes.
3 successes, fantastic. Again, he's going to make his combat roll, his control roll, because in hand-to-hand, that's what he does. He got 1 success, so he stops one of your attacks, so he got 2 successes. His armour roll fails, so yeah, 1d6 plus 3 plus 1, so 1d6 plus 4, basically. Whatever you roll on the 1d6.
Total.
8, so he's done another 4 points. Ooh, getting close. Lloyd, you're up.
Oh, here it goes. 2 just to make sure. Both missed.
Both missed, shit. Pull off his shots. Well, your shots hit him, but in areas where it's not going to do any damage. One goes careering over his shoulder and cracks a vase, and the other one just basically bounces off his pauldron and explodes. And then he takes his swing. But who's he going to swing for? He's got everything to play for. Idara, you're 1, 2, and 3. And I'm afraid it's you. Right, it's a 3. He springs his... what's he going to use? A 1, 2, 3, it's his fist? No, it's his power sword. So he's swinging down his power sword towards you. And there's 1 6, so he gets 1 success. Want to control out the way? Your newly found lucky dice. Fail. Shit. Yep. Takes a swing down.
I don't think about lucky dice.
Yeah, yeah, sorry about that. Roll a d6.
Roll A6.
Also fail.
Oh man. So it comes blasting through. It's 1d6 and your armor's effectiveness is reduced by 2. So I'm reducing whatever I roll by 1. And I rolled a 5 in total, so -1, so you're taking 4 points of damage. Is that what you had left?
Almost.
I'm still
alive. 1 hit point.
Holy fuck. He brings the sword down. Ouch. Nice d12, by the way. He brings the sword down. D12's the best. Who's that? Just halve it. So he's basically...
Try hard dice.
Yeah, shut it. So...
Pick up my health dice and start rolling it, so I get very confused.
Well, I mean, you only have to remember 1 number.
Really, really hurts. You go staggering back. So yeah, back to you, Borgat.
We've got him.
I'm going to drive my bike and sort of slam its brakes on, and I want to jump off and slash at him with my power sword.
Let's go for it. You turn the bike around, you blam it forward, you slam your brakes on, go into one of those front wheelers that you see on YouTube. People usually fail, but you knock it out of the park. So I want a control roll off you first to make sure that works.
What was success?
Brilliant. That's enough. You slam it on. You go powering forward. It catapults you off the bike. You're flying through the air. Make your roll, combat roll.
One success.
One success.
Oh, I do get an extra dice. Sorry.
And you get your extra dice.
Two success.
Yeah. 2 successes. Brilliant. He is going to try and parry all of this. He gets 1 success, so he manages to stop one, but you still manage to get through with your single success.
I'm glad I got
You're
that.
blasting down. Does his armour take it? No, he rolls a 2 on his armour, so his armour doesn't take it. Make your damage roll. Come on, boy.
Did 1 damage.
What? 1 damage?
Can I re-roll it?
What are you fucking cards? Oh, shit.
I rolled a 1 again.
Spend a fate point.
Rolled a 1. You go blasting forward. You can blast him down towards you. Hit him, and you do penetrate the armour, but not enough. Because, of course, then his armour's also reduced by 2 because your power sword has that modifier. You cut into him, and now basically you've landed on his chest, and that's where you are. So, Kadawi, it's your turn.
Just as long as I'm blocking the wolf.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'll just, since he's pinned down
You just
by
have to
this
make contact.
mispositioned bike,
Sorry, go on.
I'll stick the chainsaw in the joint between the neck and the chest plate and just.
I will warn you that you've got Borgat is now spread eagled across his chest where he's landed. If you attack and you roll no successes, there's a chance you might hit Borgat by mistake.
I can take.
Right,
I'm sure it'll be fine. These dice are rolling great.
Let's go back.
That's a
2
lander.
successes.
Yay!
Oh, brilliant. Okay, he's going to try and I'm going to knock a dice off him for his counter because Borgat.
And he's under a bike.
Yeah, he's under Borgat. He's like, what the fuck? It's a good job as well because he got 1 success. You still hit him, and let me just roll for his armour. Oh no, he rolls 2 on his armour. So make your damage roll.
4.
6 plus 9. How much?
4.
4 minus 4. It takes it. His under armour can take up to 4 points of damage. It's bigger armour than what you've got.
Oil.
Hit him with a chainsword. You damage him, but not enough to make any difference. Lloyd.
Finish.
I'm going to shoot him.
Gonna shoot him? Make you roll. Make sure you roll at least 1 success.
Yeah, I'm going to just do a single shot. See if I can hopefully get an extra point of damage. Yep, but it's only 1 hit.
You done it. You pull off a shot. You hit him.
That is 6 damage.
6 damage. You're gonna say his armour failed. It's 6 damage in total, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you hit him for another 2 points, but he's still there. He's going to ignore you, Per, now. He's going to turn his attention to Borgat. So basically, he brings up his power claw to grab hold of you, to basically just tear you off. Because you're in his personal space, man. So he reaches over, he grabs hold of your power pack. He's rolled 3 successes on his combat roll. You can still sort of parry that, so you make a control roll to bring that down.
1 success.
1 success, that brings it down to 2 successes. Make your armour roll, 1d6.
Failed it.
Okay, so it's cut through your armour. I'm going to -3 off this roll, and this is Power Fist now. He's literally just grabbing hold of you and just flinging you across the corridor. He's done 8 points of damage in total, -2 from your armour, so he's done 6 points of damage. What's your health now?
4.
Oh yeah, you
I keep healing.
Yeah, gotcha. Whew, Jesus
So
Christ.
glad I came as a medic rather than
Yeah. It's like, holy shit. But he grabs hold of you with the power fist, wrenches you off, and flings you across the hallway, and you literally spin through the air and slam into the walls. Make a control roll for me.
Fail.
Fail. Yeah, you're going to be a bit disorientated for this round. You slam into the wall and then drop down. This power fist is massive. He's actually damaged your backpack as well. He crunched it in his hand and flung you across the wall. So your movement's going to be a little bit off because the little jets aren't going to keep you stabilised. That's how they work anyway, unless they're just there just because they look cool. So unfortunately, you lose your chance to attack their Borgat. So now we're going to cut straight to Kaidari.
Do it.
I'm going to try it again slightly more successfully now that there isn't a white scar in the way. 2 successes.
2 successes. He goes for the blow. He gets 1 success, so he stops one of your hits. So his armour... his armour takes it, sorry. You come up with a chainsword. You bore into him, but sadly nothing happens. Lloyd.
Blasted armour.
Alright, and fire twice now that we don't have to worry about accidentally hitting Borgat.
Okay, go for it, mate. You roll.
Accidentally.
Second shot is a success.
Brilliant. See if his armor takes it. No, his armor doesn't take it. So roll your d6 plus 2. Or high, please.
That is another 6.
Another 6. That's another 2 points. Okay. These tubes are coming out. There's gore flying out all over the place. He's looking in a bad way.
Just die.
he's really hanging in there. This is like Dark Souls bollocks. So he's still staggering sideways. It looks like he's going to go for. He's going for you again, Kaidari.
Oh shit!
He's going to use.
Can I dodge into the way?
You want to try that? You can do that. If you
I
want
mean, because I can take the hit. Hopefully.
Okay. What I'm going to say is then, if you make a control roll, if you equal or exceed what he's rolled, which is 2, then
I got 2.
You'll take the hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 2 successes.
He's using his claws, and he brings them down to strike you, and you're on 1 point, and you know what these claws are like. But he hits you instead, Lloyd. The claws
barge, just barge Gorek out of the way. Gorek.
So make your armor roll, but it's -2, so you got to roll a 6.
No, I got a 4.
No, you got a 4. That would have been a success, but the armor's cut through, and also your effectiveness is going to be reduced by 2 as well. So he cuts down into you, and he's doing 8 points of damage, -1, so he's done 7 points of damage in total. What does that put you on?
3.
Great. Yeah,
I can't do that again.
No, you barge Kedari out of the way. I keep calling you by your normal names, but oh well, too late now.
Garrett.
Garrett, thank you. You barge him out of the way, and then the claws come down, slash across your shoulder, and then across your chest. Again, the meds kick in, and the pain just enrages you and gives you the Emperor's strength. Olga, you're back in action again.
I'm gonna get up, raise my bolter. The Emperor's with me, and take a 4 shot.
You're going to take 4 shots?
4 shots.
Go for it.
2 of them hit.
2 of them hit. Let's see if his armor takes it. No. Oh, and no. His armor doesn't take 2 of them. So, 1d6. The first hit, 1d6 plus 2.
First hit is 5 damage, second hit is 8 damage.
First one is 5 damage, that's 1. And the other one is 8 damage, yeah?
Yep.
4. You pull off your shots, they go slamming into him, he staggers forward, his backpack is all smouldering now, there's all sparks flying out, but the fucker's still going. Kidari. Kidari, it's up to you.
Just shoot him!
Come back up onto my feet from being knocked over and swing my chainsword at his legs.
Go for it. Get your attack.
3 successes.
3 successes.
Oh.
Roll here. Oh, he gets 1 success, so he manages to stop one of your blows. Okay, see if his armor takes it. Oh, his armor doesn't take it, so make your damage roll. 1d6 plus 3. So it's 1d6 plus 4. So whatever you roll in your 1d6 is what damage you're doing.
4.
4 points of damage. You bring your chainsword up. You hit him on the legs. It travels up and goes up under his carapace and literally goes into him. I mean, into the belly area. You can hear it churning inside like some sort of nasty butcher's shop. He puts back his head. The pipe's sort of literally just popping out of his nose and out of his eyes, and his jaw distends and he screams, but he's still there.
Oh, you're shitting kidding me.
Yeah. He falls backwards, lands onto the backpack, which explodes into sparks. He's literally then convulsing. He almost pulls the chainsword out of your hand, and then he just flops still. And then the light, red and blue light that was illuminating his face, slowly dims, and then the skin just automatically straight away just goes really grey. It's like he's been dead for eons.
Oh my God.
I'm still gonna shoot him in the head twice.
Yeah, go for it. You walk
just to make sure.
Yeah, he's very dead.
I'm going to administer some aid to my brothers, for I feel they need it.
Yeah.
I think we all need it at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah, he's just high on bloodlust.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Kidari, you get... So why am I calling you Kidari? You get 9
Yeah, that was weird.
Lloyd, you get 8 back, and I get 5 back. Sorry.
Yep.
You get 7 back, I get 4 back.
Yeah. Yeah, you're hurt. Your blood's, your flesh is torn, but these stims will keep you going for as long as you need to keep going. You basically get your strength back, get back to your feet, and then in the darkness, in the engineerium, I can't remember what I called it now. Again, you've got that deep guttural laughing.
What's so funny?
Out of the darkness comes.
Bring me the Wookiee.
Out of the darkness, claws first, at the height of the door. In fact, it's got to crouch right down, get under the door. Is a demon of corn. It pulls the door frame up and looks down at your wall. His sort of big head. It's the horns are about his armoured. He's got a sword the size of a Volkswagen in his right hand, and he's basically one of the big Volkswagens, not one of the little shitty ones. And he's basically looking down and he's laughing. Obviously, he's gorged himself on the violence that he's just witnessed. And behind him, you see the shapes of all the misshapen in the background. He's just laughing. And then, just off to the right, you hear the words, "Purge the unclean!" And two Terminators stood walking down the corridor, guns blazing, autocannons on the go, just slamming into this creature who's completely, utterly shocked. And it's the two missing Blood Angel Terminators. As they come walking forward, launches going off, the works.
Let's burn some grenades.
Yeah, okay, get in.
Just throw my last grenade at it.
Yep.
Yeah, make you roll.
Do it. Grenades.
Nice, make combat rolls. Let's go. Yeah. Make your damage rolls. It's basically just standing there. It's been covered
10.
in shots. He's got a heavy flamer. He fetched the heavy flamer, brother.
Yes.
Walking forward.
That's mine.
As it's sort of burning up, this creature's like, "What the fuck? Where did these fuckers come from?" It's screaming, it's sort of backing away. You're just blasting away. Borgat, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna do the same. Throw my last grenade at it. I got 1 success on my combat and did 8 damage in total.
8 damage. Kadari, what do you want to do?
I just start firing at it.
Yeah, make you roll.
3 successes.
Yeah. You just go blasting away. And you already thrown your grenade, haven't you, Lloyd?
Yeah, I got 10 damage. On one
All 3 of you are there with your bolt guns and grenades, blasting away at this massive creature. Grenades out of your hands, exploding against its skin, blowing off a limb, its bits of fingers. On either side of you stand 2 Terminators, autocannon on one. He's got the power sword, they're blasting away. For the Emperor! The other one's got the flame on the go. This creature's getting covered in shots. And as the camera pans backwards, leaving the shadow of these 4 figures, 3 figures in the centre, burning bikes, the dead Space Marine Lord, Chaos Marine Lord behind them. As this creature there is roaring, it lifts its arms up as it's being torn apart by explosive shells and flamers and grenades, and you're just standing in a line, blasting away. And that's the end.